Sorry to interrupt. I just want to give a special shout out to Terrence's kids. Sorry, you're going to have to listen to my voice again.
All personnel, clear the launch platform.
All personnel, clear launch platform. Disneyland is your land.
The Leaving Today podcast, the show about the news, history, and attractions of the Disneyland Resort.
Disneyland is your land.
Well, come on, Wendy. Let's go.
But where are we going?
To Neverland.
Neverland.
Hello, and hello. Welcome to the Leaving Today podcast, episode number 223. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, this afternoon, or this evening. However it is and whenever it is, we very much appreciate it. My name is Mark, and I'm one of the co-hosts here of the LTP. Sitting to the right of me today is the Trail Master of Puppets himself, Udi.
Good evening.
Good afternoon, sir.
Evening.
And evening,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Sitting to the left of me via FaceTime is Becky.
Hi,
Hello, what up, Becky?
how's it going?
It's going super fantastic.
Wait, you know,
That's good.
well,
What?
sorry to interject. For whatever reason now, the nickname thing just popped in my head.
Yes.
Oh no.
Do we
what?
need to put it out, like, to the LTV family, like, giving Becky a good nickname?
We should do that as a challenge.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
they can win an autographed picture of you, Udi.
No, God, no. Give them something worth something.
Oh, okay. We'll find
I
something.
think
Okay.
the autograph picture's good.
Of not me. I don't know.
We could give them like a Mervin's gift card. How about that?
Okay, Mervin's is good, or a Kmart
Yeah.
one. I'm gonna go with Kmart.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, I just want to put that out there because I think we need to.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
But also today, in episode 223, we also have a very special guest. I suspect he's going to be one of our good friends now.
He
We've
already
been
is.
talking for a while.
Yeah.
And this is our good friend, Terrence. Hey, Terrence, what is up?
Nothing much. It's good to see you guys.
Good to see you too, man. Good to see you too. So welcome to the LTP.
Thank you. It's great to be here. It's been a long time coming, and I am very, 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 and I'll even add one more, very excited to be here.
Well, wow. Check us in the mail. You're
Yeah.
going to get a Mervin's gift card. You're going to get a Mervin's gift card as well for that. Maybe even a Gemco card if we can
There you
find
go,
those.
Gemco, even better. Wow, you went back for that
I
one.
had to pull back. I had to
Wow.
reach deep
You
into
went
that one.
way back.
Well, hey, today's show is sponsored by you, the listeners. If you want to do that, we make it super simple. Go to leavingtodaypodcast.com, click on the support tab, and we have a Patreon link there. Also on Instagram, we have a link tree with all of that stuff on there at the Patreon page. And also, we have some really cool T-shirts on TeePublic, which I probably need to get one. I was looking at mine the other day. I only have one. Udi's got like a lot of them.
Yeah.
So you can do that as well. Hey, if this is your first time listening to us, hey, we do think you'll find the water to be warm. We are a very open and honest Disneyland podcast. We call it as we see it, and I hope you can appreciate that. And we like to think, well, if you don't, again, this is your first time, think of us as your favorite Disneyland friends you've never met yet. We would definitely love to meet you and talk stuff. We'd love to talk about whatever is going on in the parks. And again, we've chosen a great topic, Disneyland, and there's never a dull moment with this company or this or this park, and it does spur, it does spawn good debates and things like that. So I'll just say that. And lastly, as Judy's laughing, again, if you can hear my voice, that means you're listening to podcasts, which means you're listening to independent thought, independent creativity, and there are a lot of us out there. So every time you listen to any podcast, just keep that in mind that the people that are doing it out of love, and they want to talk about stuff, and that's how it is.
Yeah, and we can't encourage you enough to continue doing that, to please listen to independent voices, please listen to more people. The more we hear other opinions, the more we're able to communicate and find the things that join us and keep us together. Like Disney, this is one of the main reasons why we do this podcast and why we do the YouTube show now, is because we want to be able to reach out and connect with people about the things that we like, the things that bring us together. Enough of the world is divided on whatever line you want to pick. So we want to find the things that connect us. So we'll put aside the stuff that doesn't really matter. Let's find what keeps us together. And the only way to do that is to be supportive independent voices, us, other Disney podcasts, other podcasts in general, more voices, more conversations, not less. So thank you for gifting us with your time. Yeah, it means the world.
It does. Okay. Thank you, Eddie, for that. All right. Okay, well, before we get to the questions and the news, we have a guest on, Terrence. So let's get to know Terrence a little bit. And I invited Terrence on the show because he and I have been communicating via Instagram off and on for, a year or so, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, this guy's a pretty cool guy. And I remember him from a different podcast that I used to listen to. And I enjoyed the show. To be honest, I haven't heard that show in a long, long time. But I did enjoy the conversations he was having. And I go, this guy's probably going to be someone I will want to talk to. So, Terrence, let's get to know you a little bit.
Okay.
First off, how did you come to find us, the LTP?
Okay, so let's go back to that podcast that you used to listen to.
Yes.
So I was on a Disneyland podcast for about 8.5 years. I was trying to remember.
Wow.
Yeah, I was trying to remember how long it was because I realized that while doing that podcast, we found out that we were pregnant with my daughter, who just turned 10. And so
awesome.
Yeah. So I've been off of the podcast for about 1.5 years, 2 years now, but I just kind of became honestly disillusioned. It's just so, there's just so much negativity, so many things that and not specifically with that podcast, but just with Disneyland podcasts and news in general.
Mm-hmm.
Everything just became so negative. I was like, I just need to get away from it because I love this park. I've been here hundreds of times at this point, and I'm getting to the point where I don't like it anymore.
Yeah.
And stepped away, stopped listening to anything Disney or Disneyland related for about 1 year or so. And then I did what most people do when they want to find a Disneyland podcast. I went on the podcast app and typed in Disneyland.
Okay.
And I started scrolling through, and the name of your podcast caught my attention. Like, Leaving Today. I kind of like that. And so I started listening. And I told you guys this before. Right when I started listening, I felt like I was sitting in on a conversation with friends.
Oh my gosh!
I felt like I was hearing honesty about the park while still loving the park at the same time. So admitting that not everything is always correct, but having an opinion about it because you want to see the improvement. It's the same thing as a parent having an opinion about what their kid's doing because you want to see your kid do better. And that's basically what it turned into. And then it turned into be just binging and listening all of the time. And my kid being in the car, my kids are like, "Can we listen to something else?" Like,
no.
It is your car. You choose what you listen to. But until then, we're listening to my friends. And so that's kind of the reason why I reached out. I think the first correspondence we had was honestly, Mark, it was just me thanking you guys.
Oh,
You guys made me love this again. So thank you for that.
Man.
That's great.
Stop tearing up. Stop.
Nah,
I know.
nah.
You made Udi start to cry.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no.
It
I
takes-
mean, yeah, no. I said it before, when we were before we started, and I say it again that when we hear that and when we try to do, and then when we hear the feedback, that is how it's coming across, and we'll be able to create that where we're talking and you feel like you're just sitting at a table with us and we're having these very open, frank, honest conversations, and for you to be, pulled into that is like, I don't know, it just, it helped. There were times, and Mark and I think we've talked about it in the past, is that during COVID and things like that, it became difficult at times to continue on with the show. But we
Right.
kept on going because of the fact that we wanted to have that break, that kind of get away from everything and be able to find things that we liked.
Yeah.
And we were
Right.
hoping that through us trying to do that, that maybe we were helping and doing other people and helping other people find that in all of it.
Yeah.
And so when we hear, that coming from a listener, I'm like, I don't know how to feel, to be honest with you. It's something that humbling. And like, I'm incredibly grateful, and I'm glad. I think Mark said earlier, but I'm gonna say too, I'm glad that we were able to be there, and that you, and I'm glad you're around. I'm glad you listen. I'm glad you take that time.
Yeah.
It's something like I hold time and like a sacred thing, because it is one thing that can never come back.
Sure.
And then when
Right.
you gift us with that, is something that means the world to me. So I'm just gonna say thank you again. Like, wow, yeah.
I'm just glad that you guys have continued, and COVID and recording from a distance and all of that just
Yeah.
killed so much.
Yeah.
And so within this context, I mean, there were podcasts that were going strong that stopped. There were friendships
Yep.
between people who were podcasting together that just completely stopped. And so I'm glad you guys pushed through. But like I said, at the end of the day, you guys have one of the most thankless jobs because you don't know what's happening on the other side. You're not doing this in front of a live audience. You have no idea what's happening on the other side.
No.
And so you need to hear this. And I know I'm not the only one
Oh,
that feels this way.
You're killing me, Terrence.
Thank you.
It is also nice to know, and I don't want to take credit for any of that because we have done so much. But it is nice to know that when we do give our opinions, and it's not always positive,
It never is
that people
positive.
can appreciate it and still understand that it's because we love the park, and it's not
Yeah.
coming from a place of hate or just trying to get a like or any of that. I
No.
think
Yeah.
all of us kind of forget anybody even listens to a certain point. I
Yeah.
mean, to a certain degree when we're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not overall. I'm not trying to not say we don't appreciate the listeners, but I mean, while we're talking, we're not saying stuff just for somebody to like it.
Yeah.
No, I get that. You're not trying to create stuff for Instagram.
Yeah.
Which is
No.
great.
No.
But then, Becky, I would also say the same thing to you, is that it's a really hard for someone to be a listener and come in and fit in as a regular, and you have killed it. You add so much to this show. You
Hey.
really do. And so,
Thank you.
yeah, so yeah, they get credit, but you get credit.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, Becky gets a Mervin's card now.
Yeah. No
Thank
Gemco.
you. I can't
Gemco.
wait to go shop.
You haven't put enough time in yet for the Gemco card, okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Only Mark and I, because we're the OGs all the way through. So.
Yeah, again, that's interesting point about the whole COVID, the COVID period. Some podcasts did stop. I mean, Diz Geek podcast stopped, and that broke my heart because I love those guys.
Yeah.
In fact, that's where I stole Jay from, and and of course I love Jay. So but I think he would still be on our show if we're still doing the Diz Geek, because that's how he is. But
Jay's awesome.
but he's also very, very busy. But
Yeah.
so anyways, yeah, the whole period. I honestly didn't know who was listening to it.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, Udi and I was just like, well, let's just keep this beacon going every 2 weeks. We'll send out a signal.
Yep.
If it reaches somebody, it reaches somebody. And apparently it does reach people. And so that's great. But and we also did it for ourselves too.
Yeah.
I mean, not like a selfish reason, but yeah, I think, man, we had a lot of just uncertainty, a lot of probably anger and frustration is what
Yeah.
was going on.
Yeah.
Didn't quite know how to articulate it.
Yep.
But we knew we could come back to Disneyland and talk about what I don't even know what the heck we even talked
I
about.
know. Now I'm curious. Now you're making see, Terrence, you're making me think of it. You're making me think.
As a listener during that time, it was something that I had to look forward to, and
There
I
you go.
didn't feel like I had a ton of stuff.
Oh,
You know, every day was just like, okay, walk from my room to my office, work, leave, walk around the block. You know, just little things
Yeah.
by myself.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it felt like, oh wow, I can be with a group of people.
Yeah.
Like Terrence mentioned, that's what it felt like.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you for that kind words. But Terrence, let's talk about you. How?
Can we go
Let
back
me
yet?
praise you guys some more.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, this is the episode 223 is the.
No.
No. How did you even get into Disneyland, Terrence? In the first place.
So I'm from LA originally, and so from the time I was a kid, we were going to Disneyland. I spent summers with my grandmother, who still lives down there. And so between the ages of 5 and 11, I would say that I probably went to Disneyland 30 times,
Well
just
done.
because of the proximity of her house to the parks.
Okay.
And when it was cheap to go.
Right.
And so, sorry, let me give that a beat. When it was cheap to go.
Yeah.
And so,
One more time.
and so we went a lot then, and then I didn't go, honestly. I didn't go very much as a teenager, and then my wife and we got married. I was 22, she was 20 when we got married, and we both loved the parks. And so we got I think it was $499 annual pass back when it was an annual pass.
Mm-hmm.
And she would get home from work. She's a registered nurse. She would get home from work at midnight, would park her car, get into my car. We would drive down for the weekend. And so the two of us have been on at least 50 separate trips to LA
Very cool.
over the course of our marriage. And so I loved the parks. I loved the engineering of it. I loved the little details that you miss. I love going to the parks. We go anywhere from 40 of us. So my wife and her sisters and their husbands and kids and grandkids and all of that. So 40 of us to me. That whole range of number of people who go.
Oh my gosh.
But we love it. We actually just went in February for our anniversary. We had one day in the park.
Okay.
And we went down that one day. But I really, really started getting into it probably, like I said, about 12 years ago, just really getting into the details of it.
Mhm.
And I'm sorry, just real quick.
Sure.
One of the things that really made me love it more was probably 15 years ago, walking up to the castle and noticing that the downspouts on the castle were squirrels. And so instead of like a gargoyle that you would normally see, it was a squirrel. And then I was like, oh my gosh. And so then I started looking at all the other details everywhere. It's like, I always viewed this as being it's kind of fun, it's for kids. But like, no, this is extremely immersive if you really pay attention to what's going on. So that's how I got into it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that aspect of it. Yeah.
He's speaking your language.
Oh,
Mark.
he is. Yes, he is. Yeah. I love it. Okay. All right. So, should we get to the questions about him first, or wait a little bit? The interview.
Wait.
Okay. Okay. We'll wait to those questions. We have to ask every new person on the show our series of
And you
questions.
know the questions already, correct?
Yeah.
The 5. See, he knows.
I know the 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's on them. Did you prepare? Were you waiting for him? Like, well, I've got my 5. No, you're just going with it. I love it. Even
Gonna
better.
wing it,
Even
baby.
better.
Come on.
Even better. Even better.
Okay. Well, so let's do the opening question then. So
didn't hear it. All right.
Terrence has an opening question that he'd like to ask us.
Fire away.
All right. So everyone knows that. Well, I'm sorry. Let me start over. Everyone should know that when you start the day in Disneyland, the first attraction you should ride is Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, you go
That's
from
solid.
modern. All right, you go from modern day. You go back into the past. It gets you prepared. Anything can happen at that point. But here's the question: if you start the day in California Adventure, what is your first attraction that you go on?
I'm going to answer for Udi.
All right, go for it.
Jack and Coke, first thing.
Yeah. How'd you know?
I know it's not an attraction, but
I consider Carthay an attraction, so it's fine.
okay.
I've got 2. I need to whittle down to. I've got 2 in my mind.
Okay. We're starting at DCA.
I already got mine. I'll go. I can go if you want. Well, okay, yeah. I'll wait.
Well, first we need to let Becky. She's a lady.
I know,
She goes
I know.
first, and
Okay.
but she can defer to Terrence.
Yeah.
So, well, actually, I should
The guest.
refer to
Always-
Terrence
yeah.
because that is the nice thing to do.
Yeah. The guest goes first.
Oh,
Where do
Terrence,
I
you
go?
first.
Mm-hmm.
What is my
Okay.
path? Okay.
Ooh, I don't like this because I was not prepared.
Hey, wing it. Wing it. We're winging it.
Right, I'm
We're
winging it,
winging
baby.
it.
I would say most likely the first attraction I would go on would be Radiator Springs Racers. For a combination of reasons. Number one, I think it's extremely fun ride. I love that ride. I love the detail. I love the theming of it. Also, it's almost impossible to go on it at any other time of the day. The line just gets way too long.
True.
So,
Okay.
That's solid.
You're being practical.
Being practical.
All right.
Well, I do have mine. So, it'd be Soarin'.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I had
Yeah,
that too.
and it does get long lines too, but I just like starting off with that one in general. It feels magical. It takes you different places. I love it.
And I am right there with you, because for the reason you get in there, and if it was California before, I mean, when it was Soarin', California, you know, Soarin'.
Yeah, I preferred that too.
That is my preference as always. But that being said, for the reasons that you're saying, it kind of takes you in there. You're flying. It gets you ready. You're going to be traveling, right? You're going to be going from land to land.
Yeah.
And you're going to be seeing a bunch of different little things. So mentally get you there. And then the other part of it that's positive is you come right there, and Smoke Jumper's Grill is right there. Jack and Coke.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes. You're
You know,
correct.
I haven't had breakfast at Smoke
I'm
Jumper's
being practical
Grill.
there, huh?
Oh,
But my parents ate there last time, and they really liked it for
They-
breakfast.
they've got those burritos there or something, right?
I've heard.
I think so.
Maybe one day.
I haven't had those either.
Yeah, the breakfast burritos are supposed to be pretty fire there. But
Yeah.
I have not had
I'm
it.
hearing.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah, but that breaks my norms, my traditions if I eat breakfast in the park.
Well, I've got something to say about that.
I know. We've had this discussion.
Yeah. Okay, so for me, it's this curious question because I was just trying to, as you guys were talking about, how do I actually go into DCA? I never go right. I never start off and go right. I either go straight
really?
or I try to see what the wait time is for Guardians.
I go left.
Oh,
I go
that's
left
I know.
Yes.
every time.
And you are a big Guardians person,
Well,
I think.
Yes, I love. Well, I was just gonna say Tower of Terror, but I mean that's where I go just to see what that's like. I get like a pulse of the park to see what that is.
Exactly. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that, I mean, the question was what would you do? I mean, it kind of gets you set up.
Yeah.
I was in between Guardians and that one, and
Yeah.
because of the fact that what you're saying, you go to the left. It just feels normal in that park to go left. But I don't know why, but
Right.
it feels natural to go in that direction and then just kind of vibe through there. And I don't know what it is, because there have been plenty of times where I've gone to the right and it feels weird. Now,
Yes.
then we can go right to the other side of the Esplanade. We go into the park, when we go to Disneyland proper. If we go left, it feels really weird, and we got to go right. Like, I got to go right. So,
Oh,
I
you mean
don't-
when you walk in?
correct.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
go
yeah.
under our sign.
Yes.
You know what I
yes,
mean?
Yes.
So I don't know why, but in that park, when you say, I was in my mind, I'm like, well, really, most of the time I go left and I'm going to Guardians, but I like the mental aspect of it was Soaring. That's why I went there. But yeah,
This
So-
could be such a long discussion, but do you think it's because of the transitions? Like, it automatically gears you up to go that way, and then you're kind
No.
of ending.
we talked about transitions before, and I'm going to go with DCA doesn't do transitions very well. Okay, not in my mind. So the only one that's even remotely good is from why can't
Sig, you better get this right. This is gonna be a very short episode.
no, it's gonna go. If we go to the left, you go. That segues this way. If you go to the left, it is a natural vehicle to go to the left.
Yes, but what transition you're talking about is the best one there?
In the park.
Yeah. I'll just say it right now. I think Condor Flats to Grizzly Peak is like some of the best
Pretty good.
100%.
Pretty good.
theming that I've seen in any Disney park. Like, holy cow, is that like beautiful?
Well, see, but then you have going into
Buena Vista Street.
no, coming out of no.
Oh, Cars
Wine-
Land?
Yeah, no, you go into Wine Country Tutorial. You go up that path. That's right in the middle, right?
Yes,
So that is pretty good too when you think about that.
that is great too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, when you're coming, you said for Cars Land?
No. So no, Cars Land. See, here's the thing though. When you go into Cars Land, either way you go into Cars Land, it is a very abrupt thing. You know, you're walking into Cars Land. So that transition from one to the other is not there. It is literally like doorway in, I go. You know, that's why I'm saying that in DCA the transitions aren't really that good over there. There is a handful of good ones, but they're very abrupt. So when we talk about this is one of the things we were talking about yesterday with Avatar and all that, how abrupt it's all going to feel. But we'll get into that.
We'll get into that
later. But
apparently,
so that's what it is. Yeah.
If I could say, so one thing I would say is I was thinking the same thing. Every time I go into DCA, I immediately go to the left, and I couldn't figure out why.
Yeah.
And I think the reason is the stage that's right there in the middle. So the majority of the time that I'm in DCA, that I'm walking in, there is a performance or there is a character there.
Yeah.
And they are always facing Hollywood Land, meaning that when I walk in, if I want to watch what's going on, my back will be towards Hollywood Land. Right. It's not walking around them, it's stopping to watch them, and then the normal thing to do at that point is just to turn around, walk away from what I was just watching, and walk into Hollywood.
That's a really good point.
Very good point. Yeah.
But either way, that means your transition is it's a smoother transition going through.
Yeah.
I mean, other than Grizzly Flats, Condor Flats into
Grizzly Peak.
Into Grizzly Peak. That is pretty good too. That is seamless, going back and forth.
Sure.
But yeah, other than that, name me another one. Like, what I said, Wine Country Totori in that, but that is kind of all in that same kind of area. But then, yeah, the only other one is over there.
Okay.
Everything else is like really abrupt.
Yeah.
And it's gonna get worse, but I won't go there.
We're
yet.
not gonna go there yet.
Not yet.
Well, so I guess my answer is Guardians of the Galaxy. a long-winded. So that's what I'm going.
I actually thought that's what you would pick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I was gonna make the joke like, let me pick for Mark, Grizzly.
Oh no. No. I don't mind. I'm gonna hold the backpacks and bags while you guys go on it, and I'll walk around in and amongst the rafts, but I don't like spinning, and I really don't like getting wet.
Dude, man, Dramamine works.
No, but you know what? I'll go on it in the summer. I mean, sure. Yeah, I'll go on it.
No, to be fair, I talk trash, but I haven't been on it in forever.
Yeah.
For that main reason, like I don't want to be soaking wet.
I do remember being a teenager and literally like I'm in my jeans and my clothes, my teenager clothes.
Sure.
And my parents being like, "All right, this is our first ride of the day." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I just did my hair. Like it has a curl.
Oh, jeez. That's awesome.
You need
that's torture.
You need like a poncho and a rain cap just so you can go on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my. In my mind, I'm picturing the look of horror you have on your face, like what?
Yeah. Like no.
The guy, that big owl that's carved out right in front of it, and actually all the wood carvings, that's done by the guy that lives right over by us.
Oh yeah, up here, up in Auburn.
Yeah. He does all those. He does all the Disney carving. Yeah, wood carvings.
Mm-hmm.
He's called the wood carving guru. And
that area, that's so pretty.
Yeah, I've reached out to him several times about us coming up there. He's up in like Grass Valley or something.
Yeah.
And we're making a road trip if he ever responds.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, very solid opening question, Terrence, and I like that. It spawned quite a good bit of discussion here. Okay. Well, do you want to go to the news? Yeah?
Hey, you're driving, man.
All right, well,
let's do it.
Opening question, let's go to the news.
You listen to me now. You are talking about things that you do not understand.
All right. So I had a very small news section to begin with.
Right.
This was before Thursday happened.
Okay.
Yeah, 6:58 on Thursday. This was all good to go. 7 o'clock on Thursday.
No.
The world changed for
You're
us.
welcome. I dropped that on you guys.
You did. And where was I that night?
I don't know.
Oh, I was having dinner.
You're a little late on the.
Yeah.
For the level of news that was, you're a little slow on the response. I thought I was going to get like within a millisecond, like What?
No, I was
Becky
up
beat you
then.
too, and I'm like, okay, well, Becky got you on that one.
So it's okay. I'm sorry. Ed.
I
She won.
didn't even pay attention to my kids, nothing. I got everything. I got the deck.
Are you reading this
And
right
I
now?
love it. Yeah. Tim was literally trying to show me, like, they had bought the kids golf club off of Facebook Marketplace. I'm like, I need a minute. I need to process this. I'm serious.
No, because I'm picturing in my mind, you're like, not right now, Tim. Yeah. You're like, you're facing your phone, like, yeah. Take care of the girls. I gotta. I'm reading.
Okay, well,
All right.
this is not that story.
No, we'll get there though. Now we're gonna keep on building up on it. Everybody, you guys probably all know what it is already, but we'll get there.
Was it that they raised Magic Key prices?
Oh, that one. No.
Oh, no. In fact, they haven't yet.
Do you want me to go on a rant?
No.
already?
Okay. This actually comes out of Walt Disney World, and it's called Piston Peak National Park builds on the story of Frontierland. I should say Frontierland. No?
No.
That fall flat on you?
No.
That's cute.
Dad joke 101 right there. But
Stop it with that.
Okay.
I liked it.
Cars from around the country are fueling up to be the wildest racer in wilderness. That's WHEEL.
God, who wrote that?
Wasn't me.
No.
Of course, we know that the fans are curious to see how the exciting new backdrop for the big rally race will fit into the waters, landscapes, and storytelling at the Magic Kingdom. Today, we are excited to share that the Piston Peak National Park will continue the sweeping storytelling tradition that has crossed Liberty Square and Frontierland since opening day. Okay, so did you see the concept art for this, Terrence?
I did.
Okay, Piston Peak. This is called Piston Peak. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I don't want to read a big long thing about this. This is what's happening at Walt Disney World. They are going to reduce the size of Rivers of America, take out the Liberty Bell riverboat, I think is what that one's called,
So dumb.
and create this new immersive land out there. And this really is a 50-50 toss-up for me.
No, not even. Not even.
Not even? Okay.
Okay, sorry,
Like
but no.
50-50, you think it's a wise decision?
but-
Like
or
a
you
flip,
it?
flipping the coin on how good it's going to be and how well it's going to be received kind of thing?
Yeah, let's just, maybe I should read more about it here. From the outside, trees will provide a natural barrier between the off-road rally and other parts of Frontierland and Liberty Square. Rugged mountains with dramatic peaks will be nestled along the calming waterways across Grizzly Hall, and soaring geysers from the famed Big Thunder Mountain Railroad will stretch into the trails of the off-road rally. This actually stops. They're going to close it down on July 6th. Actually, July 6th is the last day you can do it, so July 7th is when they're going to start doing this. Yeah, and this is going to be the first step into actually having a segue into the Disney Villains Land.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to let Terrence go first on this. What you think about all this, Terrence?
Okay. Historically, whenever I say that Disney made a mistake, I'm always wrong. So I'm going to say that I'm going to be wrong about this. I don't like it. I'm not a huge fan of it. I've seen the concept art. It looks beautiful. They always do a great job with that, but it seems like way too much while losing so many nostalgic things.
There you go.
And so I don't see the point of replacing it with this. I also feel like it's really strange for them to use an IP that is so old and has not had anything come out recent with it.
Thank you.
It seems really strange to go in this direction and do all of this. And so I'm a no.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm on American Idol right now. It's a no for me, dog.
That's fine,
Yeah.
and that's good. Is there anything positive you can take from this?
It's beautiful. I think that it's going to be, and like I said, I'm always wrong when I say that Disney made a mistake. And so I think it absolutely looks beautiful. I think it's I think it's a way to generate more excitement about that park in particular. So I had 72 hours last year in Florida, in Orlando, and I went to Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and Epcot.
What'd you think of Epcot?
golly, when you watch when you hear Tony Baxter say how disappointed he was that he didn't get to build Westcott,
Yeah.
I'm just as disappointed. Epcot is the best theme park I've ever been
Dude,
to in my life.
here's my fist pump. I don't know where my camera is. Boom.
Yeah,
Boom.
boom.
This harkens back to actually episode 222, which hasn't come out yet, but about sharing Disneyland. Udi was the very first person I thought of at Epcot. I go, Udi would love this. He would love the World Showcase. I can't explain it how we just do not have anything like that here, and how much we would hang out there. We would just hang out there and just go. Udi would. I'm getting already like worked up about this. It's how cool Epcot is.
Yeah, no.
And Terrence just and I didn't prompt Terrence.
Yeah.
Go ahead. It's amazing, and I so my wife and I, she's at the point where she doesn't want to go to Disney parks all the time, even though that's all I want to do. She's like, I want to go and see the world. I want to go to Japan. I want to go to China. I want to go to England. And I was like, we could do all of that at Epcot. So, but I mean, walking around there is so immersive. And if you've been to any of those countries, it almost feels like you're there. Like, it's so immersive. And then you exit the World Showcase and you're in the remainder of the park, which is crazy as well.
Yeah.
But we don't have that here. We don't have that on the West Coast.
No.
No. And we're landlocked. So maybe when they finally announced Disney Forward, I'm sorry, you can't hear this if you're listening to the audio. That was a huge eye roll right there.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do something. Maybe they'll do something that can bring some of that feel back to the West Coast.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you guys want to go about this?
Well, as the one person who hasn't been there to Florida, the closest I've ever been to being in the park was in the parking lot.
Of where?
Of Walt Disney World. I mean, years ago.
To the parking lot?
No. Okay, so I will go. Have I never told the story?
I've only known you ever to go to California or Arizona.
Okay.
I've never seen you go any further east.
I was in Florida. Okay, hold on.
Any
Okay,
other state?
it's a short story.
Okay.
I was in Florida, in Kissimmee, for a Kissimmee, Florida.
Yeah.
Kissimmee.
Yeah, I think
however you want to pronounce it, Kissimmee.
Yeah, I was purposely
Kissimmee.
didn't. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, I was there for a pro-am paintball tournament.
Oh, this thing.
Oh.
Yeah. And we got lost. And we literally had to turn it around, and it was early in the morning. We didn't know what was going on. We're in one of the outer parking lots, and I'm looking around. I'm like, hey, this is Disney World. Like, what?
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I literally said, can you drop me off? And they're like, dude, we have a tournament. I'm like, drop me off. And they said no. And I went and we played and we got wiped out. But hey,
okay.
That's the closest I've ever been. But anyway, going back to that's a short story. So I'm with Terrence in the fact that I don't like when Disney feels they need to remove part of the history of the park to add new things. I don't have a good feeling for that. Now, there is things you can modify, and I know when we're talking about Disneyland proper over here, it's a little bit more different because of the fact that we have no space or limited space.
Yeah.
Over there, they've got room. They have a full pad. They have a full pad that's just chilling with nothing on it. I'm like, well, what are you guys doing? So I don't like. To me, it feels like why would you go through the hassle of then shutting down parts, going through massive demo, all that to create something when you can just be like, hey, right over there, figure that out. Like, figure out how to make your transitions, figure out how to do that, how to do what Disney does. Like, work your transitions, work your theming, work your eye lines. Do that without destroying your history.
Yeah.
What do you gain? And the part of me, while looking at the concept art, I'm very, like, I dig it. Like, looking at it, I'm like, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I also go back to what you were saying, Terrence. It's Cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there's another Cars movie coming, but I'm like, still, I don't understand. I guess I go back to the fact that we have now come into the cycle of what Disney's been doing for a while now is the rehash. I mean, a couple years ago, Bob Iger said, "Well, we're going to go back to whatever thing of the day he was saying." But I remember it because he said we're going to go back into doing sequels, and I went,
Yeah.
"No, like, yeah, but no, like that is all we're going to do." So if they wanted to do something like that, cool, fine, it looks awesome. But why are you destroying the rivers of America, which is something iconic? You're taking out a riverboat. Why? These are all iconic imagery of the park. Now, I have never been there, but even I, in my mind, see those things from all the pictures and videos I've seen of those parks. I'm like, oh, but that's that, and that's that. And I sit here and I do not get that. And I think, they are going to do a good job. They have done a good job.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or you're happy with everything, never going to happen. We're never going to be happy with everything. But at the end of the day, if they do an overall good job with theming, cool. But why? Why? I don't track the logic. It doesn't make the logic thread for me doesn't track all the way through. It's broken in there, and I don't know why. And it makes me. The only thing that I can go to, that my mind goes to, well, does it have to be because of what happened with Reedy Creek? Did it happen because of all these things? Is it because now they don't have that ability to just go willy-nilly? So now the process for building outside of their current parameters is infinitely more difficult, and they found this easier and more cost-effective. That's the only thing that comes in my mind, because I'm like, you guys lost that ability to just build your own nuclear power plant, do all your things that you were doing at your own whim, and here we are now. It's the only thing that makes me think, okay, that's why they're doing it. Otherwise, why? It doesn't make sense to me. No matter how cool this is going to come out to be, which I'm sure it will, but still, that's the part I don't get.
Okay. Did you have something to say about that, Terrence? Or...
No, I was just saying I completely agree.
Okay.
I completely agree. And honestly, the easiest thing is to slap an IP on something.
Yeah,
sure.
But then you get stuck in that. I actually would have less problem with it if it was just a completely different ride, not attached to an IP.
So again, that's what I was saying. The cycle has become, we need to. So this is where you become this balancing act with Disney, right? Because we always know that Disney's been a thing of like, you create an IP, and you create the park, and then it becomes a cycle. The cycle that they're in, the wheel that they're in, the wheel that they're in. IP, into the park, into an IP, on and on and on. But the lack of creativity for new IP is where I'm talking about. So they could have done anything like that. I mean, you think about it. Pirates of the Caribbean, right, is a great story. It spawned movies. It wasn't the other way around. So Haunted Mansion is a good character. Hasn't really spawned a couple good movies. Both of them I've liked, but it hasn't been a huge franchise. But that's what I'm saying. So
Jungle Cruise, same thing.
Exactly, same thing. What a great movie Jungle Cruise was. So you think about that, and it's like, I get it that what you're doing, but to me, this is like I said, it's lazy, if that is the right word. It's the only one that comes to mind. So lazy because they're not like, we need to create something brand new. This is my same argument with Tomorrowland over and over and over and over and over again. You need to create something from the ground up. Enough of the rehash of an old IP, the rejiggering of that character or that character. All these things that they've done to try to refresh. I'm like, how about you create something new? Okay. And then you can build on that and create that and get going. So this is where I kind of go like, you're still doing the same thing. You're trying to cycle through the same thing, and I don't get why destroying part of your history to do it is, if that makes sense. It doesn't make sense.
That's where I also agree. I wish that they weren't taking something out in order to put it in. I'm not the biggest Cars fan. I mean, I appreciate it when I go to California Adventure, and I could appreciate it, but I'm not wowed by Cars necessarily. But I'm sorry. But if I heard that this was going in as just its own thing, I think that it looks amazing. It's beautiful. I wish they didn't have to take out Rivers of America. However, I don't know if people in Florida appreciate Rivers of America like it's appreciated here. So I don't know if people will, as a whole, care because of that aspect.
Well, here is going to be my counter to that. I kind of get where you're going with that, but in my mind, it's still that park, and people who still hold that's their Disneyland are going to look at it and be like, nah, you know what I mean? Like, nah, no, we're not doing that. So maybe the bigger periphery of the state, because like, hey, we've got marshland and we got the coast and all that. Maybe they're not as appreciative. Maybe, but the people who go to that park on the regular and are aficionados of that park in particular are going to look at that and go like, no. Just like we would do it if they tried to do it over in our park, we'd be like, no.
That wouldn't happen here.
But they're not. But they're ultimately not doing this for us.
No.
Which is a weird thing to say. They're not doing it for the person who is attached to what's been there. They're trying to figure out a way to get new people there and more people there.
Yep.
And the easiest way to do that is to attach it to an IP that markets itself. People know what Cars is. You see that. You know what it is. And so the risk is to say, we're not going to market it in that way. We're not going to attach it to an established IP already, but we're going to create something completely new and different that flops, because now you have to try to sell it to people.
Well, you're right, and that is the danger, right? That's the gamble you're taking, right? But this is where I counter back with is that particular theme park is the most, or was the most traffic, highest volume park in the world.
Yeah.
So if I was in the boardroom having this discussion, I'd go like, we're the biggest, okay? I get your point about attaching to an IP because we want to draw more people in. You're already drawing people in. You're actually, the way I look at it, I would look at it in the reverse and go like, this is our opportunity to sell a good IP that people don't know about and actually sell it and get them into it, because they're already coming into the park. We don't need cars to pull people into the park. We need to be, this is how we can sell. So this is where I get kind of mixed up and where I think their wheel, their cycle is broken. And I was saying that a couple episodes ago, that it's broken because they're not, the IP part of it is now, it's like the flat on a wheel, right? You get a flat spot on the wheel and you're like, clunk, clunk, clunk.
Yeah.
And that is where we're at. So when I hear that, I go like, well, then you don't have faith in the strength of what you're creating new IP. So this is where I always go back to, is like, you guys clearly can see that you don't have the strength of creating new IP and you're worried about it. So Disney didn't have this problem like a decade ago, right? They didn't have that problem with IP. IP was like, whenever Disney came on, slap were like, dude, it wasn't like, was it going to be good? It was like, how good is it going to be? Is it going to be really good, or is it going to be good? And it was never a question of like, oh my God, that was horrible, which is what we have now. So this is when I go back to, is like, when I see these kind of things, it's, to me, it's indicative of what Disney's doing and where they are mentally and what the leadership is like mentally. So to me, I see these little things, I go like, well, that means that means that, and that means that. So when I see this is exactly what I'm saying, is I feel like they're not confident in their creative process to create new things. So their only thing they know to do is go backwards, and I don't like that. I think it's flawed.
Well, I think when Iger said that we're going to focus on sequels, even though that's in the movie making, I think that perfectly, or I think that's what that says. We don't have the ability right now to do new. And I think we went through an era of that, because I remember a time where it was like Peter Pan 2, Little Mermaid 2, Cinderella 2, all these movies that no one really thinks about. And we did. But Mark, you didn't say your thoughts.
Well,
sorry.
I was just kind of waiting for everyone to go over
I can
it.
keep on going, but
I know you can.
I know.
And speaking of sequels, you better hope that Tron Ares kicks ass.
Oh my God!
Because if that does, you know what's going to come out here.
Right now, if I've ever had a prayer, in my mind, is please let that be successful, because in the current trajectory, this plays into that. Because if they do well, they're going to do something Tron in Tomorrowland, and then I'm like, or
Disneyland Forward,
or Disneyland Forward. Well, I'm not going to.
Okay.
Disneyland Forward is quickly becoming a 4-letter word to me. I'm going to stop right there. But if they do that, because look at what Bob Iger, in their next story, look what Bob Iger's doing. If he makes $1 billion off that movie worldwide, he's going to be like, look at the revenue. We need that in the park. And I'm going to, this is the one time I'm going to be like, yes, please.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
And we know we'll go to Tomorrowland anyway.
Yeah. A couple things, the pros and cons about all this Piston Peak stuff. I'm going to say the cons first. Is that Disney World has a different arrangement with the Rivers of America than we do. They have something called Liberty Square, which I know that Terrence has been over there, right? Yeah.
No, I haven't been to the Magic Kingdom.
Oh, you haven't been to the Magic Kingdom?
No, that's the one that I did not go to.
Oh,
I
shoot.
He
intentionally
did the
skipped
other
that one.
ones.
Okay, but you've been over to Liberty Square, right, Becky?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, so that coupled with the Rivers of America is American history, and it's like, okay, they have this set up really, really nice, and it bothers me that they're carving that part out to change it. But I also think about what Philander said, on the Inside Track, he said, "Look, we don't just shut things down because people love them. We shut things down because they're not popular with guests. It may be people don't go on the Liberty Bell, and they don't go out to Thomas Horace Island. I can tell you that we were there for 2.5 days, and we had plenty of opportunity to do both. And the girls said, "No, we don't want to do that." I go, "Okay, we've got our pictures right in front of it. We never did it." What, Woody?
No, I'll let you finish. I have a point when you're done.
But so the big con is that seeing the riverboat going around the Rivers of America, regardless of you going on it or not, it adds something to you that you cannot replicate. It's this motion, it's this calmness, it's this, America was like this at one point. It's very calm. This might be a great place for us just to escape everything and reconnect, because Disney parks throw a lot at you. And that is a spot that I'm thinking, they're ever gonna get that back over there.
Right. Well, I have 2 points, and as you're, and you said Marcus, and I remember what he said, and I remember him saying, it's something that I don't need to be on.
Yeah.
But I need it to be there.
Yes.
And this is where that falls into. The other part of it is it makes me think of, maybe there are not as many people riding it, but then I'm like, I go back to the story of the popcorn vendor at the end of the day cleaning up the thing. It's like 5 minutes to midnight. I'm cleaning up my popcorn cart, and Walt comes by like, "What are you doing?" Like, "Well, I'm cleaning up. No one's going to want." He's like, "No, you make more popcorn." And you have that if somebody wants it.
Sure.
So this is where I fall back to that. It's like, no, the thing with Walt and Disneyland and Disney theme parks is that, hey, it may not be super popular, but if it adds to the overall ambiance, and somebody may want to ride that, you have it there for them.
Yep.
So this is where I always fall back. So when the people are like, well, I'm not arguing against Philander, but I also sit there and go like, that is a corporate mentality of it versus, and this is where the fine line is between the theme and the nostalgia and the vibe, which you need both.
Sure.
Well, I also think that it kind of says something about us as a society in general if we have a piece of history that people aren't wanting to, are not appreciating or not utilizing, but then the IP needs to be centered around like cars,
right.
To pull people in. That is a little bit sad.
Now I'm going to say what the pros are for this, and I know you've got counters already.
Maybe.
But okay, number one.
You need to listen to hear, not listen to respond.
Oh, Becky.
Wow.
There we go. Laying the law down.
Sorry, Mom.
Wow. Okay. First off, this is going to separate Disney World from Disneyland. Okay, so going into Disney World, I went to it with an open mind, thinking, okay, I need to just really evaluate this park from out without any other outside influence. And everything looked familiar to me. It wasn't Disneyland. It was not. And I'm thinking, and at the end of the day, I'm thinking, okay, this park's cool, but it's not Disneyland. It's trying to be Disneyland, but it really isn't. It's beautiful, and I do understand why people love the park. But if you were going to ask someone, honestly, which park is better, they're going to always say Disneyland, just because it's charming. And there's nothing to take away from Disney World, because Disney World, I would go there right now if I could. But
me too.
But this is another thing that said, okay, we're going to be a little bit different than Disneyland. We're not going to have Rivers of America anymore. We don't even use Rivers of America the way that Disneyland does. They don't even do Fantasmic there. And for us, for Disneyland, we use Fantasmic on that. Oh, so we do Fantasmic on there. We've got 3 different boats that go on there, and besides that, Tom Sawyer's Island was Walt Disney himself. We're building this thing here, and that was his project, and so that's never going to go.
Right.
But so this is number one, separates Disney World from Disneyland. Thinking, okay, well, gosh, Rivers of America, we don't have this thing here in Florida, and let's come out to Anaheim now and check that thing out. It might send some people out there because it's a little bit different. So there's that part. The artwork for Piston Peak, I love it. I love it. As someone that's a Disney historian, self-proclaimed Disney historian, I suppose. I mean, basically, I read a bunch of books, and I look at maps. There's my education. Okay, yeah, same thing. But if you look at the detail of the map, you see nods to Nature's Mine Train Through Wonderland. You've got those Devil's Paint Pot things going on, which you still see in Big Thunder. You've got reference to Geyser Mountain, which is going to be shooting up all over the place. You've got something on the bottom here, which is like Cascade Peak, which we had in our Rivers of America, which is gone now. And you've got some of these teetering rocks, which used to be on Nature's Mine Train. So and also some of the elements that are on Tom Sawyer's Island, like these little bridges and things like that.
Like we have.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things for kids or even adults to go and explore, and there's trails. And dude, I as someone who loves Disney history, they are throwing a lot of things in there that are making, hey, we're going to give a little nod to our past, because they never had these things in Florida, but they had them in Anaheim. If Disney Imagineering can stick the landing on this, I think this is going to be awesome.
Okay.
And you don't even lose the river, like the Riverwalk area there. As you see over to the left, you still have a big amount of water. So that is like the pro. If, like I said, if they can stick the landing on this, it's going to be incredible. But here's the 50-50 part. Again, is what you guys said. They've got land in spades in this park. Like, holy cow, they've got pads upon pads upon pads. Why are you doing it here? That's my only question: is what's going on here?
And so that's the only thing. Like, so like I said, for me, never being there, I can only argue to a point, and I recognize that. But this is where I always fall back. Like I was saying earlier, logically, it doesn't make sense to me. There's land. Why are you demoing and going through all that?
Yeah,
that is the part that I don't get.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do think, though, it maybe at that part might pull Tiana's in a little bit more. I'm trying to remember, like, sometimes my memory will blur because I'm not as familiar with that park. Of course, I've only been a couple times, but I don't feel like Tiana's really blends into anything, but this kind of, like, ties it in.
Yeah.
Possibly. I'm not saying that they should do all this, just for that aspect.
Yeah. Well, it's coming, whether we like it or not. So let's deal with that. Okay, well, we shall see how it goes. It starts July 7th, basically, is when they're going to do it.
That's crazy to me. July 7th, so we're a month out.
Well, especially during that weekend. Kind of odd.
I know.
And in the summer.
Right.
A lot of things make me go,
And they have a new parade, like Disney Starlight or something is a parade that's going to be, and that is right on the parade route too. I'm thinking, okay, how's that going to work?
Parade routes there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Is that my question?
No, that Terrence was going to say something.
Oh, okay. Was that all the news? Anything else happened at Disney?
Oh my.
We talk about a new churro or something?
Yeah.
All right. Let's just pull the Band-Aid off of this.
Go for it, Mark.
Yeah, so Thursday, that was it June 5th? As the crow flies. So Disney announced a new step for Disneyland Forward, and this really is the first step in all of this. That is Eastern Gateway is coming to Harbor, 6,000 space parking structure with a sky bridge going over into the new entrance of Disneyland Resort. The artwork for that is very interesting. We could spend about an hour talking about the artwork just on that particular.
We could.
We're not going to do it. There's a lot of things I want to discuss, and maybe we'll have a separate show on that if you want to do that.
We could.
What do you think about concept art, Terrence?
I'm actually looking it up right now. That looks amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot of details. If you zoom in, there's stuff that I really want to hone in on, but we're not going to do that today.
Okay.
Suspiciously, Tomorrowland looks a little bit different. If you and they go to details, but there's something missing in Tomorrowland. I don't see the the Orbitron there anymore.
Nope.
And I see a big building around Space Mountain, which is interesting because it isn't like that. And I'm thinking, oh, well, maybe did the artist just get lazy? No. They did not get lazy. Everything is intentional. So we've got this coming online. And then also the news broke about Monsters, Inc. being decommissioned in 2026, fall of 2026, to make way for a portion of Pandora, Avatar. I don't know what we're calling this thing yet. And then
I'm calling it.
And then we have, I'm guessing Terrence is not happy with this, but then we've got Coco, which is a brand new attraction. Nothing's going to be torn down. It's going to go in between where Paradise Garden is and the Incredicoaster. It's going to go start there, and it looks like it's going to be a village that's going to meander back behind the Incredicoaster for what will be it's going to be a boat ride based upon the technology on Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean, is what they said.
Okay.
The Avatar thing is supposed to be based off the Shanghai Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So where do we begin? Why do we even unpack this? Not everyone's happy.
Bad or good? Where do you want to go?
Well, let's let Terrence lead off his thoughts on this.
Well, watching the reaction was the same thing I was doing from Terrence, reading what they're doing with Avatar, mind you.
Okay, let's go to bad first.
Okay, we'll handle that. Go for it, Terrence. Let it out. Safe space.
I couldn't care less about Avatar. Literally could not care less about Avatar. And so being in Animal Kingdom was the best themed park. It was amazing. Walking into the world of Pandora, it looked amazing. And it was meh. I mean, there was nothing interesting about it. I'm not interested in the movies. And when I say movies, I've seen one of them.
Me too.
Once, and so
Me too.
it feels same thing. It feels as if you're just trying to shoehorn things in to, let's see if this will get their attention. Let's see if they like this. And for me, this morning I had a conversation with my middle son, and he goes, "Dad, why do you like Monsters Inc. so much when you didn't like Superstar Limo when it was there?"
Oh, geez.
And I went off for 10 minutes about all of the things that I love about Monsters Inc. And it is just a cute ride with a very low line most of the time. And it's the same thing as if you really, really look at the ride, there's so much to enjoy about it. And it just feels like they're constantly removing things just to say, okay, well, maybe they'll like this. Let's put this in there. We are trying we have a movie that we want people to be really interested in. Let's now throw some more IP in here so that people remember that we're going to be coming out with more movies around this IP.
Oh, yeah.
And I hate that. Now with the Coco ride, what I will say is that I love that movie. I thought it was a great movie. But when I hear it's based on the technology from Shanghai's Pirates of the Caribbean,
I think that's Avatar.
Avatar. Avatar is when I hear anything is tied to the technology from that ride, that's when I get excited.
Yes.
Because that ride looks amazing.
Agreed.
And so great. Bring us stuff like that. It doesn't have to, I'm going to go right back to the same thing. It doesn't have to be tied into a certain IP like this. Just give us the technology. give us something new with this kind of technology that everyone else is getting.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's the good and the bad.
Okay.
Well, I agree. I mean, we began to have the conversation, and Jess was chiming in as well. Was the fact that the transitions are going to be horrible, and to me, even with the redoing of all that, and we had talked about how they're going to go into where the bus, drop off is now, and all that.
Yeah.
That was real estate that could be used. And I think we all kind of said, well, eventually, probably something's going to go in there.
Yeah.
But to me, the fact that they're going to shoehorn, or it feels like to me they're going to shoehorn Avatar in some weird corner, makes no sense to me. And I honestly think this is a horrible decision for them to put it there. Because of that fact, they could have done so many other things. They could have, they could have expanded Avengers Campus. They could have done more. They could have, even though they're adding the 2 rides in there, they could have come over. They could have made the transition way better. So all this is going to be some weird, like, what are they going to do? Like literally like a gateway or doorway, like you're now going in. Like, I don't know how they're going to do it. And to me, I don't think they're looking at it at all. I don't think they're worried about that at all. Because I get the feeling. Obviously, this is I have nothing factual to base this on, but this is where I feel like Bob Iger is pushing Avatar because of what he every time I've heard him on an earnings call, and he brings up Avatar, it is always about the box office and how much money it brought in. And I'm like, I get that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's in the zeitgeist. And we've talked about that at nauseum, that it is not in the zeitgeist. It just isn't. You don't have people running around dressing up like Na'vi and doing. You don't.
And
Now,
I don't even. I can't recollect even seeing any Avatar shirts or merchandise.
Right. So this is where I've always had this thing. Like, look, if you're going to do that, which we all came to that conclusion, it is going to go over there. It's going to wind up coming to California. Well, and we didn't know in what form. Remember, we're like, how?
Right.
And I remember saying, look, if they're going to do it, it can't be in DCA. It won't fit anywhere realistically in DCA without some major rehaul of something that would make infinitely more sense for it to be in a Disney as an anchor for Disney Forward. Okay, it makes more sense. You're going to have more room. You can literally have the space to let it breathe and let people take it in and do all that stuff. So now that I think we all pretty much said to a person on the show that if they stuck it in that corner, it'd probably be the worst place to put it. And boom, where's it going? In the corner, probably the worst place to put it. And so this is where I go with me just going down the logic thread. I go, well, all of this tells me is that Disney Forward is just forward. Don't know when forward, but it's forward. Don't know how forward, but it's forward, right?
Well, I'll tell you the one pro about this. Thank God this didn't go into the Tomorrowland Lagoon.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would have.
That's a great point.
I would have lost my ish on that. I would have been like, we're done. We are done.
Mark, I need a moment now. No, I'm kidding. So no, because I would have lost my mind. Because you just, never mind. I'm not going to go there.
Well, that did come up.
I know, but now my mind went like, well, then that means you get rid of the historic submarine fleet.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, but yeah, so this is where I go like Coco, and then this is where I had the moment of like, oh no, and then oh yeah, because then you go to Coco, and I'm like, this is exactly where we were thinking it should go. It makes sense for it to go all the way over there, and how it flows and everything. Like, that's where it should go. And then they're like, hey, Coco's going to go over there. I'm like, yes. And then they announce the tech. I'm like, yeah. And then they go, and Avatar's going to go over there. I'm like, and why? Why did you take away my joy? You took my joy away. I was in a good mood because I'm like, yeah, Coco, and it's going to be what it is. It has the tech is going to be there. It's in a great location. It's going to flow. You guys are doing that. Bang, spot on, bravo. And then we're like, what about Avatar? In the corner where it shouldn't be. Great.
Is it just me, or does it not matter that things don't fit into the land that they're put into anymore?
That's the feeling.
It is not just you, Terrence.
Okay, because
that's true.
Call it movies made in Hollywood land. Call it that, and then put Avatar in there, right?
Right.
Sure.
That literally crossed my mind too. that makes more sense.
Yeah, yeah.
That makes more sense.
Mhm.
Like, then put one Avatar like attraction in there, and again, and put something else related to another movie, and boom, there you have it.
Totally makes sense, but like it doesn't make any sense. I'm walking down the street. Oh my goodness, this old timey Hollywood. There's the Beverly at the end, and oh my gosh, there's a huge 8-foot tall. Like it doesn't make any sense. It just does not make any sense to me. And but then again, I'm like, okay, but Star Wars in Tomorrowland, literally yesterday land. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And so
No.
I guess maybe we're just conditioned to it. It just doesn't like, oh, whatever. They'll buy it. Don't worry about it.
Well, no, and that is the argument that is being made. I mean, and we make that argument all the time. Like, when you think about, and a lot of people, if they don't know, we talk about things like the berm, and we talk about things of like eye line and sight lines, and how important, how incredibly important. Disney Hotel, they couldn't put a sign up because it interfered, like things of that nature, right?
Yeah.
So even though many people have no clue about any of that kind of stuff, we, the geeks, we know it. We're like, dude, we know that because of that. But what it is that I always say this: it's a feeling that you get when you go in there, and you ask people like, how do you feel? Well, this feels very smooth and very transitional. I feel comfortable. All these things, and like. And then you go, but why? They can't quantify the reason why.
No.
But we can, because we're like, well, by the way, it's because of that, and because of this, and because of this, and because of this, how it makes you, like we talked about transitions, how you naturally flow through the park. And you just can flow, and you have this day. So when we have good days in the park, which are every day, every time we're in the park, but when we have that, it's like we're just flowing through the park, and we're just enjoying the time, and we travel almost seamless from one land to the next. So when you have these hard, abrupt, jarring changes, you're like, whoa, what did I just... And to me, it's like a movie. When something happens where it just pulls you out of the movie, it's the same thing for me. It's like, well, that just pulled me out of the whole thing I've got going. So you're right. They're absolutely, especially in DCA. And DCA, we can be critical of DCA and how they've done this from the creation of the park, but it's really abrupt. So that's the thing, is like, we can talk about Galaxy's Edge and how they did those transitions. Yeah. Talk about a chef's kiss of how they did those, right?
Beautiful.
Those were amazing.
Beautiful, yeah.
And you could tell in those moments that they were
Hold on. Terrence, what is your favorite way to enter Galaxy's Edge?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, goodness. Probably from...
Oh boy.
Hold my breath.
Okay.
I'm holding my breath.
Stop. Don't get upset yet.
No, there's no.
Honestly, my favorite way is probably through Frontierland. Is probably my favorite way. The way that I normally go in is past Tiana's, past Hungry Bear, in that way.
Okay. That's the correct answer.
Yeah, that's normally the way that I go.
Well,
Yeah, that's the thanks for me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The part that I don't get still with Avatar. So basically, we're gonna walk down. We're gonna turn into that loop, like in front of Schmoozies. Just do like a circle, and then you walk out, and it's just like back to the state. Like that part.
It makes no sense.
Yeah,
well, I mean, the only thing that I can compare to that I've only heard of is in Florida, how they did Galaxy's Edge over there. It's very abrupt when you go in and out, right, Mark?
It is.
Right?
In fact, I think I may have FaceTimed Udi. I go, dude, you're not gonna like this shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're not gonna like this. But look, there's no transition. It goes from here to here.
It still looks good once you're in there, but it's a very different feel to get in. It does not feel the same.
No, and again, these are the things that are
in my opinion.
Well, no, and that's why when I hear that, my mind instantly went to that, because I have seen the Google map, the videos, and everything, and Mark and talking about it. Like, I have seen that transition in the Galaxy's Edge over there. I'm like, ugh, what is like compared to ours? Like going to any of the entrances, all three of them into Galaxy's Edge over here are great. Every single one was done so well that you can't complain about any of them. Like the sound curtain for me is still something that is amazing when you're going down along Critter. Like the sound curtain, the second you go underneath that train trestle, you feel it. Like you feel like everything behind you is gone, and now you're moving forward and you hear all the noises and everything. So That is my issue with that. That's my issue with that, with Avatar.
I love Monsters Inc. too, and I think that it's a well-loved, even more than the attraction, it's just a well-loved IP.
Yeah.
But I think that it's sad to take that out to put in something that Disney didn't even create.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
That
say it
feels
again.
really sad. I don't like that.
Well, I will say you're getting a bit spicy in our text thread yesterday. Basically,
Yes. I think some of us is like rubbing off on Becky.
I
here.
know. I'm like, Becky, easy there. You're like,
I
whoa,
know.
calm down.
I was really upset. I even said this is our last trip. 'Cause I was just
No.
I said that, and Tim was like, "Oh, you're serious?" Because he had been trying to talk to
Look
me.
at Terrence.
Yo, okay.
Heated.
No,
Like,
I know that that's just the anger talking. But yeah, I wasn't happy.
I know, and then Jess jumped in and she was throwing her shade on top of it too. So it was our text thread. I mean, if we ever post, I'd be, God, you guys, like, no, it was heated. Like, I had my choice words. Mark was the only resemblance of any kind of moderate thought in it. But
Yeah.
We're totally talking with emotion.
Yeah, I just, because I've been on this road before with Disneyland, and we all have. And the thing I can say is just trust the process.
Well, I can't.
Oh, I know.
Can't right now.
Okay.
I can't right now.
I have concerns.
I'm trying.
Okay,
I'm trying.
I've got major concerns, and the things I think about maybe are different than what other people think about. But maybe, who knows? But I can just say it. Go back to that image. Coming down this gorgeous walkway.
That is a freaking amazing.
It's amazing, but I'm concerned about walking down the ramp, and the first thing you're going to see is DCA. Are we going to be looking at scaffolding up behind rocks?
Yep.
That's what I want to know.
Because I'm going to be pissed off if I see that.
I really, 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 really hope not, because if that is
But
going to be,
how could you not?
no,
They can close it down.
They have to theme the back end of it. Now we all have had that walk behind Cars Land, and we've all had that walk behind Galaxy's Edge, right? You see that kind of stuff, you're like, well, it's the backside.
They fixed
Nobody cared.
that.
Did they?
Yeah, I think that guy. I think the city of Anaheim or something said.
You got to cover that.
There's some sort of noise thing, is what they said. So they didn't really theme it. They just kind of put some like brown coloring over it.
Okay, well.
But this, on the other hand, if it's going to come to fruition of what I think they're going to do, there's going to be rocks and waterfalls, and that better be
covered
360 degrees.
I agree 100%. Yeah, because we all have had that conversation about how when we go into the park, you begin to feel it right away. And Disney has always done that really well. Like, no matter how whatever avenue or whatever vehicle that you're using to go in the park, whether through the tram or you go into the parking lot or you go through walking, once you get onto property or anything controlled by property, they're trying to, even though the most basic thing, like getting you from the parking lot in the bus over there, they're trying to get you into the mood about you're in the park.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see how they couldn't do that, right? They're
going to have to.
They have to, because you're doing that walkway, which, to be 100% real, I can't wait for that to be done, and I can't wait to walk on there because of how it is.
Are we on this now? Or are we still on Avatar?
No, okay. So I'm hold on.
Okay.
I'll get there. So that's what I'm saying. So as you're walking down to that, if you do not have that avatar completely 100, like, you need to have it where it's inviting people in.
Yes.
You know, it's come here, come look at this. Like, what's going on over there? Is that a jungle? What is going on? Is it a mountain? What? I mean, that is the thing of it. Is like,
yeah.
You need to
Is that a
have-
jungle?
Is that
Right.
a jungle? Is that
I'm laughing
whatever?
because I'm going to grab a hot dog at award winners, and guess
Well.
what? I'm in the jungle.
Yeah,
I
well,
know,
well, there you
that's
go.
what feels so weird. And like, you're just gonna walk past
You-
that
you know what I'm
area
gonna-
with your hot
oh my
dog
God.
and like glance over and there's jungle.
Well,
Sure.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
but
don't you-
My whole,
How-
but my whole point is that it creates an air of like, hey, come check out what's going on over there. If you see nothing but scaffolding and the backside of the facade, you're going to be like, bleh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not going to. Go ahead, Terrence.
Are you saying? So are you saying from the Esplanade being able to see it that way? Because I doubt it will be like that. Just because of, within the last month, I was coming down the escalators from the parking garage to go down, looking at the backside of Spires and Galaxy's Edge,
Yeah.
and it just looks like a movie set.
Yeah.
So hopefully they do this. Hopefully they do it so that even as you're walking in, like you said, but unfortunately, I have not seen them do that in the past.
Yeah.
That's a very solid point. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about too.
Yeah, but the only difference that I can see, because we're talking about that skyway, that walkway that's going to go up and over, right? That is, you're going to have an elevated view coming over. I can get from the parking lot coming down. You're coming down, and then you're going to be on the ground level, and then you're going to be in the train. I kind of get where they can be like, but this is different. You're literally going to be coming off of that walkway into the Esplanade, and you're on Disney property. Like
what Terrence is talking about, and I 100% agree with Terrence. I would rather see it covered, not exposed scaffolding.
Yeah.
But to your point, Udi, you're on stage coming here.
Correct.
And versus the other parking lot, you're not technically on stage here.
Correct. You are.
You're kind of putting your best foot forward.
Correct.
And so that I definitely see. So now that we're talking through this.
These are the first things that some people will ever experience in Disneyland.
Yeah.
Okay. Even for when we go, it'll be a first for us when this is all done. But for how many people have never been there, and if they're walking in there, be like, oh, scaffolding, like. Talk about just
it's your first impression.
Correct.
That's true.
Correct. So they need to put their. I mean, the fact that they're putting in the old.
We haven't got there yet. I still have an Avatar thought.
Okay. So anyway, I'm done with my Avatar thought. I'm over it.
Okay.
No. So basically.
As long as you're over it.
Basically, that's it.
Okay.
Basically, they need to do that because of that factor. You need to have that and preserve that because this is all part of the show.
Mm-hmm. Here's my last thought for Avatar for now, for this show, because we can carry on. I mean, we probably will have a deep discussion on...
Probably.
As a listener of the show, Terrence, would you enjoy a deep dive into the artwork of this stuff or no?
100%.
All right. So we will do that.
Yeah.
Okay, but when I saw the concept art for Avatar, and by the way, we got new concept art for Avatar, that is a brand new image. We've never seen that before. We've never seen that. No, we have not. They just released it for this.
Which one?
The one that's on Disney Parks blog.
This one?
Yep, that is a brand new image. We've never had that ground view.
I remember.
You remember that circular thing?
Yeah, I remember that.
Every time I see this layout, I'm thinking, holy crap, this would have fit perfectly where Galaxy's Edge is.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine going exactly as Terrence just said. We go past Hungry Bear and go into our favorite spot.
It would have fit there.
You walk into this garden and water and you've got that, whatever that half circle thing is. I don't know what that thing is.
I have no idea either.
That thing, like the weenie, I guess is the term, out in the back. You go to it and you go, I want to hang out here. Holy cow, this would have fit in where Galaxy's Edge is.
So to my point, I think that last bit in that corner that we see in that art is what's going to be up against that walkway. It makes sense to me when you fit it. Okay. So if they have that look at the concept art, if they have that completely finished all the way 100%, that's going to be sticking up above the fence line.
You think that's going to be
right here? There.
Oh, so I have it reversed. I had that on the left-hand side.
I think because if
you're right, you're probably right.
You put it in the back, that's going to pull you into the land. That has to be in the corner where up against the road. It's going to be that pull in. Yeah. Because if not, I feel like it would be weird, just this random Spire thing, like in the middle of the thing.
Yes.
Like you put it in the corner, it gives you a destination to go to. Again, the whole thing of like pulling you in. So if they put that in the corner, then as you're coming over the walkway, you're going to look at it and go like, hey, what is that?
Yeah, what is that? Okay, Terrence, I'm going to ask you a quick question. You are a part of TDA. You are part of the Imagineers. They go, Terrence,
okay,
we're going to put this Avatar right here in Hollywood Backlot. What is your thought? How are we going to hide the monorail that kind of cuts right through it? Thank you, Terrence. Thank you, Terrence.
I think that actually would be my response.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's time for lunch, isn't it? No,
no, right. Coffee? Anybody need coffee?
I mean, these are the hard facts that have built Disneyland. So
can we just put like a huge, strange-looking Golden Gate Bridge right here and maybe hide it that way? Is that possible?
Yeah, I know. Right?
Dude, what are they going to do with that?
Makes me think they're going to reroute it.
No, they wouldn't. I've heard that's
No.
crazy expensive.
No, it is because of the pedestals and everything else.
See,
They already
like
went
underground.
They already went through the problems like this over in Florida with all that kind of crap over there with the pedestals and
Yes.
and the Skyway and all that. I don't see them opening up that can of worm over here.
I mean, what the heck
I
are they
don't
going to do with
know.
that track? How are you not going to
don't know.
break? I mean, are they going to build like a ridge of a mountain that you can't see it?
Maybe.
That would be what my thought process would be. That they're gonna somehow.
Well, think
do.
about it. When you're on the railroad, you disappear into the mountain for
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Maybe they're going to construct a show building around it,
could be.
and they're going to put like jungle landscaping.
Maybe that big old spire type thing that is in that picture is exactly just for that, just to hide the monorail.
Dude, what says you, Terrence? What would you do?
I honestly do not know. I don't know. This is a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Oh gosh, I
without-
don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, behind it could go behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It could go behind it.
Mhm.
We have no idea. But as an Imagineer, though, I think this would be fun to work on. I mean, this is definitely a
It would be.
challenge. It's a challenge. I
Yeah.
love a challenge,
Mhm.
and I'd love to see what they've come up with. What are you laughing at?
No, I'm agreeing with you because in my mind I go into my field of work and I'm like, Like
Yeah.
in my mind I begin to try to construct it. Like how's they going to frame
Sure,
that out?
yeah.
How are they going to do this? How are they going to do that? How are they going to run this? How are
Woo.
they gonna do that? Yeah.
I'm here for it, but I'm just okay. Let's talk real quick about this new bridge here. Udi's been looking at it and eyeing it, and we will go into depth about this, but there is a ton of detail in this.
Mhm.
Like we've got like right in the middle, we've got like this. It's part of an elevator right there.
Yeah.
We don't know. I have no idea where security is here. That could be security. This I have no idea what that is
No
over
idea.
there. How is this going to impact?
Security's going to be right there.
Well, you don't think that's security?
Both.
Oh, okay. All these questions. How is this going to impact traffic getting in and out of the park during the construction? Is it going to be a nightmare?
It's going to be a nightmare. I mean, get ready for about 3 years of nothing but headache after headache after headache.
And is Harbor Boulevard, Harbor and 5? That's 5.
Yeah, 5.
Is that going to be backed up getting into this?
Yep, 100%. 100%.
Terrence, why did you vote for this?
I'm sorry. I was actually sick that day. I
Oh.
didn't think they had enough people for a quorum.
Oh,
but
no, it
apparently
was-
they did.
I thought
They
you
voted
vo-
without me.
I
Yeah.
thought you voted present. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Present. Honestly, I think this is a home run. I think that the design is great. Tomorrowland is very sus to me because they may be foreshadowing the things we have not heard yet. Like, what is the building around Space Mountain?
I'm looking at it, and part of me wants to believe there is more. Okay, it does.
yes.
But then the other part of me is like, no. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't believe it. I don't
Okay.
believe. I want to. I want to believe.
I want to believe.
I want to believe.
The truth is out
Yeah,
there.
name that. Name that. Thing.
I just said that. The truth is out.
I know. No,
Yes.
there plenty of people are gonna be like, huh, what? Yeah.
Becky's looking up on Google, apparently.
You're.
I don't know. I was like zooming into that aspect. I think that it looks pretty.
Yeah.
I love the Disneyland sign.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Um,
epic.
Thinking about visiting while they're doing all this, I don't know about that because that seems like a lot of traffic, like you said, a lot of detours. But I mean, I'm sure they'll be good. And then, not to go back to DCA, but I just can't get my mind around the name. I feel like the name has to change
Nope.
of the park.
I agree, but it'll never happen.
I know
Someone
you say that.
someone online said just call it Disney's Cinematic Adventure. Just
Yeah.
keep the acronym.
True.
No, good call, but the thing is, you remember how much they spent to take out the apostrophe or something?
Yep.
What they took the S out?
Yeah,
California.
the Disney's or whatever it is now.
Disney California. It was California's Adventure or
Yeah.
California. Anyway,
No, it
whatever.
was Disney's.
Oh,
Versus
yeah,
Disney.
There you go.
Disney's.
Yeah,
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 that was
Disney's.
cool, yeah.
Right. So now
Possessive.
they
Yep.
spent millions. I mean, I think I heard the number 10 million. And
I
I'm
don't
like,
know.
Jeez.
and I'm like, okay, well, yeah, no, they're not going to do that. I mean, I agree wholeheartedly. So, you know what? The thing is though, looking at all of it, Seth,
Yeah.
we were chatting on DM yesterday, And he goes, hey, maybe now DCA will finally be a full-day park. And I go, well, I made the point. He's like, well, they're certainly trying. They're already billing. They are already trying to bill it as such, even though we all know it's not. But
if it wasn't adjacent to Disneyland, sure. But for me personally, Disneyland.
Were you gonna say it's a full day park for you, Terrence?
Terrence,
Oh,
this
gosh,
will conclude Terrence.
No, you are. I said it. I said it like a few months ago, and the guys were like, "Okay, that's crazy."
But Terrence,
I said
okay.
I like spending the whole.
Oh, what?
Spend two.
we had a discussion about terminating your contract after that.
It's a full day park for me.
Oh,
All right.
It is, and so when people normally say full day park, what they're talking about is I can go from attraction to attraction to attraction to attraction all day, and for me, I can go from attraction to Carthay to attraction to Sonoma Terrace to attraction to, like, there's enough to do there. And this was actually the intro I had with you guys from the first question I ever sent in to you guys. I'm going to say this, and please don't hang up on me right now. But I see you. I see you. So for me, if I look at it, if I were to visit both parks for the first time today, I like DCA better.
okay.
If I had no nostalgia, how dare you? If I had no nostalgia attached to Disneyland proper, I enjoy myself more in DCA.
The question then
My
becomes.
brother-in-law says that too, and
Well,
he grew up in Texas and doesn't have any
Okay.
ties to Disneyland.
So I'm gonna go with probably because it is more of an adult park.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No,
That's the reason why.
logically, I
love-
get that. I get that logically.
Yeah. But I'll also say that with the kids, we can't spend the entire day in DCA with the kids. They get bored too quickly.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
I could spend the whole day there.
even at night, don't you feel like the pull to go across the Esplanade to go check?
No, the reason for two things. Number one, World of Color. Number two, the neon in Cars Land.
That was good.
Solid.
That was good. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not a World of Color guy, but the neon and Cars Land is fun to walk through.
That land is-
You have to go through it at night. You have to.
And I think what you're saying too, like Disneyland, there is more of it. Go from this to this. Not that we all do that, but that anybody could go into there and do that. But I think that there is something to appreciate with DCA, that it can be a slow pace, and like you said, like try one thing, you just walk over. Like Disneyland, you could do that too, of course. And I think that there is maybe something to appreciate about DCA with that too.
Yeah.
The food was good. I thought there was good food there.
Still
The
is.
food is great.
Yeah.
The food is great there.
Yep.
And the drinks. I mean,
Yeah,
so
and
I guess
you have adult drink.
Mm-hmm.
yes, it's like a mini Vegas. I'm like, I remember the first time being like surprised. I'm like, I can walk around with this drink. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
And
Let's
so
go.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I definitely enjoy that. But like I said, I have a ton of nostalgia attached to Disneyland. But
Sure.
if I didn't, walked into both for the first time, like I'd probably take DCA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's, yeah. I mean, you bring some really good points. I could just walk into Cars Night at night and look at the neon and go, oh, and spend 10 minutes there. I go, okay, this is cool, but now I need to go across the Esplanade, hang out there. But that's just me.
No, he does a Clark Griswold at the Grand Canyon. Okay. Let's go. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I've been there. I've witnessed these things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, let's
and
go over there.
It's nice, Mark. You would enjoy getting ice cream and just sitting out there at night
Yeah.
at Clarabelle's.
Yeah.
You would enjoy that.
Yeah, I would do that, and I have done that too. And yeah,
Mhm.
yep, you're right. No, I don't dislike it. It's just that I just
It's not your preferred.
I like Disneyland at night.
Yeah,
It's just one of those
I
things.
remember
It's-
the last time you and I were in DCA at night. We were just beelining for Incredibles, and then we came back.
You're right.
You know, though,
Yeah. Yep.
something though is you are a pass holder and you do have a hopper attached. Now I have had to change. The past 2 times I have not gotten the hopper because it's such a upcharge to add.
Yeah.
So that has also made me maybe come to a different appreciation too, because I don't have the option to leave.
Right.
You must stay.
So I've done different things.
Sure.
They get you.
They get you.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
That is how they get you.
Okay, well, we will put a pin in this concept art for now because I do want to talk. And I would get a print of that thing, honestly. I love the colors and everything of it. Holy cow, that's a great image. But we shall see how it goes. We will talk in depth about this.
Yeah, because my mind is still going. Like I can probably do a half an hour, 45-minute breakdown of that one picture. Right
Yep,
there.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Coco as well. Oh, Coco.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. So we should get into the game in a second, maybe. But we have to ask him some questions, though. Don't we?
Okay, yeah, we do.
Oh shoot!
Oh no!
But I
Don't
knew
even
this was
know.
gonna happen. Sorry, Terrence, but the randomizer showed up. The randomizer, it just does this, and I didn't think we haven't been on speaking terms for a little bit, the randomizer and I,
know.
but
I looked over and I saw it just show, and I'm like, oh man.
it just showed up. So, Udi, Terrence may not know what the randomizer is.
I have no. I'm gonna go this way. Terrence, what is a randomizer?
What is it? What is it not?
Yeah.
It's, well, I can tell you what it is. It's an annoying thing that starts fights when you listen to it. And so essentially, correct me if I'm wrong, please, but 3 different attractions: one to keep, one to change, one to lose.
Correct.
Yes. One to keep, yeah, and if you change it, you have to explain why.
Yeah, you have to explain the change. You have to describe the change. Yep.
Now, the randomizer it's just sick. It is very fiendish. It is not a kind.
It is evil.
It spit out. It spit out 3 attractions today, which will cause trouble. I don't know why randomizer does this, and I did not jury rig it or anything.
Yeah, no, but you forgot to mention it will not go away until it is satisfied. So we need to answer. Yeah.
And as always, I'm gonna if Terrence does not want these 3, we will generate another one if he wants to defer it. But so far, my gosh, I'm so nervous to even tell you what these 3 are.
Let's go. Let's go.
You got to keep one, you got to modify one, and you have to destroy it, like destroyed by the Empire.
Yeah.
Here we go, friends. For number 1, Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the rescue.
How dare you?
Number 2, number 2, Soaring Around the World.
Oh.
Number 3, Splash Mountain.
Oh, okay. I got mine.
Do you want to regenerate the list, Terrence?
I mean, honestly, one of these doesn't exist, and the other one will not exist soon.
Okay, well, let's just say for the I don't even. So this was done before Tiana's, so I'm gonna call it Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Okay.
In fact, I'm gonna change that into the
TVA
into the query. So, Splash Mountain, Soaring Around the World, Monsters Inc., Mike and Sully to the rescue.
Okay.
Do you want these 3, or do you want something else?
Let's roll with this.
Oh, the randomizer! It is. Oh my gosh, the randomizer.
You can go first, Terrence.
Yep.
Oh, Becky, this is the second time you've done this on the show.
Well,
No, I insist. Please go first.
Please go first.
I can go.
Okay.
I got mine if you're not ready.
No, I have them.
Okay. Mike and
I
Sully's
will,
burn.
I think.
Mike and Sully's burn.
So, okay. You know, really, yeah, this is pretty challenging because 2 of them I would change in general. Okay. So, because given the circumstances, I'm going to
Here we go.
say, I have to do this for the good of the park. So I am going to say that Monsters Inc. is gonna go.
No!
And it pains me, I know.
It's just gone, leveled.
Leveled.
Yeah.
It's dust.
as much
Oh,
as
Can I push the plunger? I want to push the plunger.
But let's like at least. I feel like could we like donate some of the parts for Disney World, so at least we can go visit and say hi.
Yep. Yeah.
That would be helpful.
Oh
And then,
my
you know,
lord.
like I want to go be able to take a picture from the door somewhere.
Okay.
Okay. This is like America Sings kind of a thing. Just
Oh,
recycle it.
yeah,
somewhere.
Yes. Yeah. Nice. Nice
Good one.
reference there,
That's a
Terrence.
deep cut.
Yeah, a little deep cut.
am actually going to leave Soaring Around the World as it is, even though that
Oh,
kind of
Terrence, not
pains
liking
me
it.
to do too. And I'm going to change TBA.
And how are you going to do that?
well,
Back to
there's a lot
Splash
of
Mountain.
ways, I
She's gonna
guess I
blow it
could.
up.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it back to Splash
I'm gonna call it a
No,
Splash Mountain.
No, I'm gonna take easy, what would you call it, facelift to it. And I'm going to, more like a mini facelift.
Okay.
And I'm going to say we're going to keep it Tiana's. It can still even be Tiana's Bayou Adventure. We
Yep.
keep the name. But we are going to retheme the inside. And it's going to follow more of the story of Tiana.
Yes,
And we're
Facilier.
gonna be very heavy on the music from Princess and the Frog. We're gonna have like the ending is gonna be grand. We're gonna have like the bands playing, all the music going, like as if you're actually like there in New Orleans celebrating Mardi Gras, like a big party. And that's gonna be where I change it.
Yep.
So it's gonna be, but the whole thing is gonna be changed to follow the actual true story of Princess and the Frog.
Yeah. Well done. Yeah.
Okay,
Good.
well done. Terrence, you want to go next?
Okay. Oh man. Oh. Okay. So, just because of what's going to happen, Monsters is gone. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to remove the ride in its entirety and put it in my backyard. So
I'll come visit then.
there
Sure.
you go. It's not a long drive. So we're going to do that. I'm going to leave Soarin' around the world the way it is, and I'm going to agree. I prefer California, but it's fine. And then
Me too.
I'm going to change Tiana's. I'm going to do exactly what you said, Becky, but I'm also going to add something as well. That entire area is going to become a Princess and the Frog themed area, and the Winnie the Pooh ride will also be part of this change, where it now is a dark ride based on Dr. Facilier from the movie.
That'd be awesome.
Oh,
That'd be great.
interesting.
Oh, that's something I haven't thought about
Interesting.
before.
Yeah, I like that. That is the biggest fail of that attraction.
What happens to Winnie the Pooh then? Just gone?
It's a completely different ride.
Yeah, but
It doesn't make any sense that I know. We're getting right back into the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, we can put Winnie the Pooh somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yes, it can go to Hong Kong. Perfect. I said what I said, Becky.
Yeah.
My heart's breaking.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm gonna go grab some Pooh ears right now.
Oh, it's a cute ride. It's a cute ride.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, those are good answers. I like those answers.
I have a question though with that. Then would you change the Hungry Bear to be like Tiana's restaurant?
That's what it should have been from the beginning.
Agreed.
I agree.
I agree. We all agree on that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Could have been amazing.
That entire area should be New Orleans Square. The entirety. Okay, never. Sorry. That's a different show for a different.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll I think Terrence, we'll have you back on the show at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Because I love the discussion we've got going. We're all of the same ilk here, which is great. I guess I'll go.
Okay.
I think Monsters Inc. should be changed to Avatar immediately. There you go. There you go.
Peter.
So no, I you know what? There's not going to be a whole lot of variance here. It's to me personally. This is my own take. Is I don't go on Monsters Inc. So, but it is a lightning lane. It's got a lightning lane, which I find curious.
It is.
So maybe that that does go against of like what Philander was saying, because that apparently seems to be popular. And I usually go on like the girls sort of drive what we're doing, and they never want to go on that. So if they would like to go on that, we would go on. We just don't.
I think I've been on it
And
3
I don't
times
think
total ever.
Wendy and I went on that either. I don't think we did. Yeah, maybe 2 or 3 times total. I know you're killing Terrence here with this, but yeah. So it's gone for me. And I'm going to keep Soarin' Over the World as it is. And then Tiana's, like I said, I loved the Imagineering. I loved the artwork. I just did not connect to the music. I did not connect to the characters. I didn't connect to the storyline. So I need to have that if I want to keep going on that attraction. I mean, log flume is log flume. It's a basic thing, but I would love to have seen Dr. Facilier create some tension on the drop, and that's what I was missing. I want to have this reassurance thing, this this design of this reassurance where there could be some trouble here, and I'm gonna get saved at the end. And nothing was like that for me at all in that attraction. So I'd like to see like a retooling of the story, and add that character, make it a little darker, a little different colors inside that would create that sort of tension, and have something memorable for me for a music. Because dang it, I do miss Zippity Doo Dah, and we talk about that in the music loop, the Esplanade. How that is a song that's when I hear it, I'm like, oh, this is Disneyland. But here we are. So that's my take.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Very good.
Oh, thank you.
Very good.
All right. Ready for mine?
Sure.
Okay. We're gonna go with the change. Okay.
Oh, the change first.
The very first one I'm gonna change is Soarin'.
You want to do Soarin' over Bakersfield all the time,
dude. No. No, hold on.
Get off this ride.
Hold on. It is over Manteca and Fresno. Okay, that's where I want to be Soarin' over.
Well, we can do Hercules now too, and
apparently.
yeah.
No, okay. So no, what I want to do with Soaring is, and I talked about it before, have it where it would vary between Soaring over the world and Soaring over California. Have that where you don't know which one you're gonna get onto. You may get over the world. You may get California. Don't know.
This is your change?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, and then I also want to add a banking element to the attraction. So we have the subtle up and down, right?
Oh yeah.
And you tilt forward and back, right? In it, I want to like a harder side-to-side tilt, like a harder banking. So perfect one, right? When you're flying over the
Great Wall.
No. When you're flying over, for California, you're going over the aircraft carrier and you're following the helicopters and they kind of bank off. Like do a hard bank, like you're following them.
Oh, I see.
That would be cool.
Yep.
All right. So that is how I would change that one.
Yeah.
And we could just call it Soarin'.
Yeah. Okay.
Soarin'. Okay. And then the one we're gonna blow up. Yeah. TVA. Boom! To the ground. To the ground. To the ground. I have heard nothing but bad about that attraction. To the ground.
We haven't
To the
heard.
ground. I've heard more love, not just from you two, but from other people for Monsters Inc. that I've heard for TBA. So guess what? Monsters Inc. stays, and boom to the ground. And guess what? You could put after you flatten that out, put Avatar over there. There you go. To the ground.
Well, what about Monsters Inc.? That's keeping
No,
it.
it stays.
As is.
As is.
Well, this is a shocking development.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
Terrence is not happy with this. I can tell you right now.
Well, the reason why I feel like we have to keep TVA too
No.
is because it adds
To the ground.
to the park.
Nope. To the ground. You could put water and trees there, and I would be fine. To the ground.
Wow, that is. Wow.
In this current iteration, I would rather have.
What if they said, okay, we're going to do that, but it's going to be a kids' play area,
Okay.
like a jungle gym?
Fine.
You would rather have
No
that
problem.
with kids running around.
I got no problem.
Oh,
No problem.
my gosh. Take the lily pads that were in Bugs Land and put them there.
There you go.
Was that a
Just
mic?
solved it. Maybe I should be an Imagineer. Just
Yeah.
solve it all.
You're not. Hey, I think we ever walk into one of those creative meetings and the board, we're gonna get like kicked out of there so quick. But I will say we would go in there unabashedly and speak our mind, and we'd be like, oh, cool, yeah, the door's right there, security. That is what I feel it would go like. But yeah, no, because we're not in the formulaic thing that whatever they're in, their formulae that they're in right now, which is horrible and is subpar.
Right.
I'll go
Sure.
subpar.
Okay, just say
Anyway,
that.
so we'll go there. So anyway, that's what I would do. Yeah, there we go.
Huh.
Plus,
That's
and
interesting.
to be fair, I couldn't follow everybody. I was like, oh man, that was the easy one. To be fair,
Sure.
the way not to knock your guys's because you guys are correct. Like I like your decision, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna mix this up because this is too.
To the ground. That's crazy.
To the ground.
To the ground.
like the sightline.
Yeah, I am.
Look at his expression. He's just like, what would that even look like right now?
No, I'm thinking of like Avatar, what they're building in lieu of Splash Mountain TBA.
Mhm.
Wouldn't be such a bad thing over there.
No, it wouldn't.
Really?
It wouldn't be.
Well, let's
Pro-
get in
pro-
more.
Process it in your head. Like, start expanding out and start looking at it. You're like, the water fits.
The water
The
fits. They'd have to
mountains.
retheme Bayou Country
Yeah.
to something else. Well, like Pandora, I
It'd
guess.
be Pandora.
You've got a dark
Now,
ride already
mind
there.
Mind you,
Or
I would
whatever land it is.
lose my ish if they actually did that. But still, I think it's a better. It just goes to say this is how bad of an idea it is to put Pandora in that corner.
Well, there is land.
No one
over
puts
there.
Pandora in
There's-
the corner. That's
There you
all I have
go.
to say.
Nobody.
Nobody.
That's interesting.
Nobody.
Yeah, I have to ponder that. That's
That
interesting.
is not a bad idea.
Yeah. When you break it down, you really look at it like, that isn't so crazy.
No, it isn't. It is not.
No.
Still flows well into Galaxy's
Correct.
Edge. This
Like,
golly, that is not a bad idea.
Keep on processing it.
You've got the
And I'm
trees
telling
there
you,
already.
correct. You keep on processing, it's going to make more and more sense as you go on.
Yeah, it
You're
makes
welcome.
sense to have like the foliage and tree. It really does. As much as I would want it
And to be
in
real,
the park at all.
you wouldn't
Yeah.
even have to really remove poo if you didn't want to.
Well, you could. It'd be something else.
Well, yeah, but you could still leave poo in some form in there.
Yeah, because you have the infrastructure there.
That's
correct.
something, yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
All right, you guys, your assignment is I want this next show. How you're going to do it? How you're going to do it? Okay.
Right.
No, I'm kidding.
Are you listening to this episode and planning your next Disneyland getaway? Of course you are. You're a member of the LTP. Well, don't worry about your stay. We've got you covered. Check out our good friends at the Eden Rock Hotel. You can visit their website at EdenRockAnaheim.com and enter the code EdenMagic for 30% off your stay. That's EDENMAGIC. Now go back to planning the stuff that really matters. And yes, a churro is acceptable for breakfast.
So that was the randomizer. Now, before we're going to play a game with Terrence, he came up with, but let's ask Terrence our important questions because we didn't got to that part yet. This has been a really good interview. And this fact isn't even an interview anymore. It's just
We're just hanging out.
We're hanging out. Yeah. Things going good, Terrence? Oh yeah, things
Yeah.
going
I'm enjoying it very,
Excellent.
very much so.
good. All right. So the 5 questions we ask everyone. What are your top 3 attractions, Terrence, that you have to go on at Disneyland? Like if these attractions are closed or whatever, I'm not going to go. I just cannot go to the park. So what do you?
Okay. So number 1 is Pirates of the Caribbean. It's pronounced Caribbean everywhere else except for Disneyland. So Pirates of the Caribbean, that is the first ride that I go on when I'm at the parks.
Okay.
Number 2 would probably be the Matterhorn. I
Love
that
it.
attraction.
I love it.
Love that attraction. Number 3, this is probably not one that most people would think, but the Tiki Room.
Oh, no, good one.
Okay.
Good one.
Yes.
Oh wow, that was a long hesitation there, Mark.
my-
All right,
my-
no, take a drink. say the second thing that comes to mind when I say it.
My mom would appreciate that. She loves
Oh.
the Tiki Room. Loves it.
It's so cute. I love it and nostalgic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely love that attraction.
Awesome. Okay, so those are your 3 favorite. No, 3 favorite. That's
Yes.
great. We've never had the same 3 or 4.
No.
Okay, and but Pirates seems to be on everyone's list.
Not on mine. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, yeah, right.
It's number 2 on my ride list. So not number 1, number 2. But yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now are you asking us to see what your number 1 is, Udi?
No.
Okay.
I'll tell you, but no.
Nobody asked, Udi.
I know. I'm not saying anything.
It's okay.
Calm
It's either
down,
going to be
calm down.
Rise. It's
Calm
going
down, Becky.
It's going to
Calm
be
down.
Rise or Indy, right? It's one of those 2, right?
Huh?
Rise or Indy. Okay. Yeah, I figured as much. Okay. So, what is your favorite food at the park, Terrence? A restaurant and snack.
Okay. Restaurant and snack. So Disneyland Resort. So we're talking DCA and Disneyland, or just Disneyland proper?
A little duty.
We'll go with whichever one.
Okay.
That's fine.
Actually, you know what? I'll just make it Disneyland proper.
Okay.
Rancho by far.
Come on.
Stop this. We were friends.
No. I knew.
I'm not kissing up, but we're not friends.
No, we're friends. No,
I got a good vibe from the beginning from Terrence here, and you're coming through, brother. I appreciate it.
No,
it is the best bang for your buck in the park by far.
I love Rancho. I just don't want you to encourage Udi. That's the thing. That's
the
what
Rancho burrito, so good. It was. I don't know if they have it anymore, but it was a half chicken, half beef burrito with green sauce on one and red sauce on the other side.
Oh yeah,
I can
yeah.
find out.
That's the chef's kiss right there. Come on.
I could go for that right now.
It's so good.
No, but
So good.
you are spot on with that. Many times we've gotten food there, and you can get, like, for example, like a Caesar salad for $14, $15.
Yeah.
And you get that and a drink, and you sit right there in the courtyard, and you got Big Thunder behind you or whatever you're facing it, and then it just the whole, absolutely love it.
I love it. But for snack, churros by far. I actually have a sticker on my car, and it's the Disneyland castle made out of churros.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
and so I'm definitely a huge churro fan.
Do you like the classic, or do you like to try the new?
No, classic all the way. I want the OGs.
And where do you get them from?
Oh goodness. Yes. So there's, so honestly, on the old podcast, this is really, and also for everyone listening at home, if you have diabetes, please do not try this. Don't try it at home. Don't try it at the parks. Don't try it at the county fair. Don't try it anywhere. Okay. So there was a thing on the old podcast, and it was called Pulling a Terrence. And that is whether you could go a day and have one churro from every churro cart in all of Disneyland.
Oh my gosh, Terrence!
I did it once. And I was dead. I died of death that day. It was so bad.
Oh
It was
my
so
gosh.
bad. It was so bad. But Tomorrowland's probably where I normally get it
Can
from.
I ask?
Okay.
Yes.
Was it in the duration? What was the duration?
It was from rope drop to close.
To close?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I had one and so it was one of the huge trips. There's a picture of me on my Facebook. I think like 10 churros in each hand because I'm getting it for the whole group. Stop! You're judging me to my face right now, Udi. So
I can't even right now. Wow.
But
I'm
I
trying to picture it.
had one from every single churro cart during the day, and it was insane. It was dumb. If you do it and you die, I'm sorry, but I told you not to do it.
There you go.
I feel like my dad is a huge churro person. I think that he would want me to get your autograph right now. After that, honestly.
Hey, we're gonna.
I will print out that picture of me with the churros
Yeah,
signed and mail it to you for him.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Oh my. I think we're gonna have to put a warning before this episode. My goodness.
Don't eat churros.
Yeah, don't do that.
I warned everyone multiple
Like
times right here.
We need a disclaimer, like, please consult your doctor before starting.
Yeah, it's just like the WWE thing, like, don't try this at home, at school,
Yeah.
at work, nothing.
Don't you do it? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I just derail the show?
No,
No.
not at all. Not at all. Okay. Udi's still.
So I'm looking. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like 10 churros. Like, holy Lord! Wow. Okay. All right.
It's
Anyway.
insane. It was insane. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think if they serve Jack and Coke in every restaurant and do.
Well, you know that is a whole different thing. Okay.
Sure.
And you would not. Oh yeah, you totally had me like double fisting. I had no problem.
Yeah.
with that. Anyway,
sure, you double fist.
unashamed. By the way, unashamed. I'm like, yeah, that's one. That's true. That's fine. Unashamed. Unashamed.
In a side note, we're talking about food. This reminded me we talked about earlier before we started recording. When Arthur and Sons opens up, we have to make a trip, Terrence.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And this is going to be like a big group because there's like 5 people that want to do this and go down, get steaks and whatever. I guess they're more other than things than steak, but it's a steakhouse and a bourbon. And dude, I want to do it. I never got to go to Steakhouse 55.
What? So good.
Yeah, I'm just sorry that I wasn't able to do it, but this might be the next best thing. We'll see how it goes, but we should do this. I'm totally down for doing this, Terrence, if you are.
Okay, you let me know. I'm an hour flight away.
Okay.
Let me know.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So Disneyland better at day or night for you? And if it's at night, where do you like to be during that magic hour?
Okay. At night and. Okay, so at night, and I honestly, the best thing in the world for me is just walking around Adventureland at night.
Love it.
Good
Oh my
one.
gosh. Love it.
Very
The
good.
torches,
Yeah.
the smell from the Jungle Cruise, just all of it is so magical.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I said the smell from Bengal barbecue too.
That too.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, come on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh. You know, I want to go back. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I want to go back. I do wish the bazaar had more Jungle Cruise themed stuff.
Yeah.
Not Lilo and Stitch.
You know,
and
I
Hurley.
thought when the movie came out, you'd get more, and we didn't.
Billabong is
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
there.
I know,
Come on, man. Get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we'd get more of that too.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
solid answer. Oh my gosh. Yep. Okay. No, I think about that often because the lounge they have in Tomorrowland. What do they call it? The Sky. What lounge is that? The one where you can watch like the fireworks?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Tomorrowland Terrace.
Is that what it is? I thought
Or
it was.
Skyway Terrace or
It's Sky something Terrace, isn't it? Tomorrowland Terrace is the restaurant there. They're the Galactic Grill. But if they had like a viewing area in Adventureland at night, I might pay for that, dude.
Yeah. Skyline Terrace.
Skyline Terrace.
Skyline
Oh
Terrace.
yeah, Skyline. Okay.
Or even like a sit down bar or sit down area, like
Ooh, yeah.
you could see
Like
something.
on the second level of the main building in there.
Mhm.
That'd
Yes.
be really cool.
Yeah. Because when the Jungle Cruise goes to the upper level and you get to go outside up on top, you go, I actually like it up here. This is cool.
Yeah. Oh. And
Yeah.
Jungle Cruise is a great ride, but at night, just a completely different level.
Absolutely. What's going on here? We're talking about the same thing. I love it. Okay.
Sorry.
No worries. So Terrence, again, this is a question. You got some friends that don't like Disneyland, right? And they go, "Oh, I don't want to go to Disneyland, Terrence. It's too crowded. I don't understand why you like to go all the time." So, but I'll go with you, Terrence, because I love you. Okay, great. So you go. Where are you showing them around Disneyland that best exemplifies what Walt Disney was trying to capture here?
The first thing that we're doing is we're taking our time walking down Main Street. So we're taking our time. We're going into the shops. We're seeing all of this, looking at and giving them a little bit of the history by looking at the Main Street windows, explaining what those mean, explaining about some of the former Imagineers, the Disney legends that are there. Then we're going to come to the hub. We're going to look around this way, and I'm going to say, which way do you want to go? And so they'll say, I want to go to Tomorrowland. They'll go, no, you don't. And so then, then we walk into Fantasyland, and we take some time in Fantasyland because what I want them to see is that even the quote unquote kiddie things that they think are still extremely fun. And at that point, that's when we go, let's go over to Matterhorn. Let's go over to Big Thunder. Let's see some of the bigger rides. And then we spend about 4 to 5 hours in Galaxy's Edge. And just explore. Just explore.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
I feel like you've done it before.
I feel like you've done this before.
I literally have.
Yeah.
One of my best friends hated Disneyland, and now loves it.
No. You've converted someone.
You
I
had,
converted him,
you had to
yes.
learn them. You had to
Excellent.
learn them.
You had to learn them. All right.
I love that.
Great answers.
So, question though, how did your friend, big Star Wars guy, medium, none?
Huge Star Wars
How
guy.
did he take Galaxy's Edge?
So he loved it, but he had the same complaint that I had, where he said it would have been really cool if this was Hoth, or this was really cool if it was connected to something that was actually
Correct.
from the Star Wars
Tatooine.
universe.
Andor.
Right. So with him, he was like, it's cool. It's really neat. It feels like you are in Star Wars. You see some of the things, but I wish that there were there was like in a definitive era that I could attach to that way. So besides that, he thought it was pretty awesome. You know, he built a lightsaber, his son built a droid. But
all the cool stuff,
yeah, they thought it was really cool, but he's like, I wish it was something where I could like, oh, I remember when this happened in the movie in this area.
Yeah. So I had to ask because I have a tendency to ask that a lot because I have the same critique and I'm always like, is it me? You know, and it's my own fact check to be like, hey, Star Wars fan, big Star Wars fan, where you at with that? And everything is usually along the same lines. It's like, why didn't we go to Tatooine? Why aren't we on Endor? Why aren't we on Hoth? Or why aren't we like Endor? You think about that place, Endor would have been fine. Or Tatooine would have been fine. Maybe Tatooine a little bit dry, but Endor, they could have done Endor, a planet that we knew. So anyway, that's why, not to derail the whole thing, but that's why I had to ask, because I'm always curious about that little thing like, hey, how do people look at Galaxy's Edge and what do they think of it? Because, I loved it, and but that was my same. And that complaint or critique is the main one that I hear all the time.
Okay, and last question. I randomized this one in out as well. Is what is your favorite ride vehicle?
Oh gosh, okay. So we're gonna do the whole Disneyland resort. I'll tell you my least favorite, which is the Mickey's Wheel of Death bucket. So the Pixar pal around buckets, the swinging ones. That is the worst thing ever. My favorite one. This one is just because of so many memories with my daughter. It's the shell from Ariel, from Little Mermaid.
Sure, there you go.
Yeah.
Aww.
Well, let's play this game that Terrence has concocted here. I guess it's going to be like a fantasy draft, right? You can explain it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So we're about to fantasy draft the best Disneyland resort attraction. So we have, so Disney decided that they're not going to build in Abu Dhabi. What they're going to do instead is that they are going to build. They're going to build in Texas. But what they want us to do, they want us to come up with the best 5 attractions that they should start with in the park. Now, what we're doing so that we don't have all huge attractions, we have to have A ticket, B ticket, C ticket, D ticket, and an E ticket attraction. 5 attractions, 1 from each of those categories. And so what we're going to do is we're going to fantasy draft from all the current attractions at the Disneyland Resort, and we're going to build the best 5 attraction theme park that we can. Now, this is a serpentine draft. So think about when you mow your lawn. You go to one end, turn around, come back to the same end. So if you draft last in the first round, you draft first in the second round. And so the order is going to be ladies first. So Becky's first. Then we're going to go with Mark. Then we're going to go with Udi. And then we're going to go with me. So do you guys understand? And then what we're going to do at the end is, if you're listening to this, make sure to email in, comment on their Instagram, message them, and let them know why my park won. Do you guys have any questions before we start?
Let's go.
Oh, okay. I'm ready.
No, let's
Becky,
go.
Kick it off.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with my B ticket, and I am going to go with Jungle Cruise.
Oh, shit. So what am I? That means...
Is that where you saw?
That's literally what I had.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Too. Is that, I know you said before you thought you knew what I would pick.
Yes.
Is that it?
That was it.
Oh,
I had one for you for B ticket. That's what it was.
Nice.
Now, why? Okay, so why is that your first pick? Why is that what you want to start with?
Okay, so to me, that is just classic Disney. That is usually the ride I start off with when I enter the park. I agree with you at night, though. It's amazing. I love going on it at night. I feel like it just is so classic to me. That encompasses the whole park to me. That attraction.
Very good. Very good. All right, Mark, it is your turn. What is your first round pick?
So I cannot pick Jungle Cruise, right?
You cannot. That's off the board.
Oh my gosh.
She got you.
Sorry,
Right?
Mark.
This is also Becky's last show with the LTB.
Becky, you didn't read the last paragraph in that tiny, tiny, tiny print.
No,
I
it's
know. I'm sorry.
so this is the best.
Yeah, no, you can pick from anyone.
I know
You
that,
can- yeah.
but only one from each category.
Correct.
Yeah.
Only one from each category, correct.
Okay.
Mark, you're on the clock.
No, yeah, I know that. I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna go e-ticket, and I'm gonna take Pirates
Okay.
first
Okay.
Oh, okay. Why
Good
don't you go with Pirates first?
because because it's Pirates.
Yeah.
Just because of what it because of what it represents. How it was constructed in the late '60s. What they had to do, the engineering involved to get boats down and down twice underneath the railroad tracks, and it opened the door to what was possible in theme park attractions. And it wasn't not a high speed roller coaster or anything, but it's an attraction that takes you out of your element and brings you into a whole different world that we wouldn't have anything like Rise or Indy without this attraction. So I'm taking it, and yeah, I'm taking that one. I'm taking the bromine with me.
Okay. Okay, that's good. That's
Have to. Yes.
All right. So Udi, your turn.
All right.
I know what's going here.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to go with e-ticket as well. And I'm going to take Rise.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
So the reason being, and Mark actually kind of leads me into it because he's talking about tech. Now, we do owe a lot of what we have now to Pirates, but I'm going to choose Rise because currently it sits as the pinnacle of the tech and the pinnacle of integration with the ride vehicle being trackless, with the computer graphics, with both the physical and then the screens and everything that has going, the interactivity you have going on, the flow of it, the whole thing, the show from beginning to end. It is something that is very difficult, if at all, matched currently anywhere. So for me, I want to do that because it is like the pinnacle. Like, this is how cool it is and how cool we can be.
Yep.
That's very good.
Yep.
Okay. For my first pick, I'm also going to go e-ticket. Texas tends to be flat. I would like for people to be able to see an attraction from away and have it be a weenie for people inside of and outside of the park. And because of the fact that there's so much you can do to this ride just by shutting it down for an hour and changing what is shown.
Oh, yeah.
I'm starting with Guardians.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
So I'm starting with Guardians. I think you could do a lot of cool things,
You really
not
can.
only around seasons, but just you can completely change it and revamp it, and it looks great at night as well. But then for my next pick in the first pick of the second round, I am going to go. Oh man! Now I just changed my mind. I'm going to go with fun and technology that was not really. They plussed it. They plussed what they already had. They put in a shooter that was way better than the other shooter. I'm going to go with Toy Story Midway Mania.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, we're to you,
Okay.
Lee.
So I'm gonna just work down. So I'm gonna go to D-ticket ride.
You've got two of your big ones right there, Rudy.
I know. And I'm going to pick Indy. And the reason why I'm going to pick Indy, because if you look at it, what I'm trying to do is like create my own little spoken hub. So I'm going to have that as my base for an Adventureland type thing. So and also going back to it, Indy's great. Indy's one of those. That is okay. So that is my first ride. Okay, Indy's my first ride.
Wow. Okay.
And only because of how it just flows. So it goes. Indy's my first ride, and it has always been one of those attractions that, as a kid, it was so different at that time, right? So the ride vehicle can bounce around. That it's not the same exact ride every time you do it. Then you have the level. I mean, when it first opened, when you had the eye and you could pick it. I mean, Not as good as it was, but still really good. So I would put the caveat on that is that I would restore it to opening day level and work it from there. But yeah, it's going to be indie.
Okay,
That's a
Mark.
really good choice.
Yep, thank you. Mark, you're on the clock.
I am, but I'm looking for something here.
It's not in there.
No, I don't see it. Hold on, maybe.
Sky School's right there, dude.
Yeah. Oh, I don't see. I should have. Okay, did I miss it?
What level are you?
No, I don't see it. Okay.
Are you said you're looking for Goofies?
No, I wasn't. I was looking for Splash Mountain or Tiana's. I don't see it on the list.
Oh, that's strange. It should be on there.
Maybe I've just not seen it.
Isn't that? Would you consider that an E-ticket or a D-ticket, right?
That's what I was.
I would say an e-ticket.
Yeah, is it there? Am I just not seeing it?
I'm not seeing it.
No, I don't see it either.
Yeah, it's not on there.
Okay.
I think I may have missed one.
Okay, so I got Pirates on my park. So I'm gonna work backwards as well, and I'm vacillating between Radiator Springs and Grizzly River Run because I want a water ride there, and that is the last of the Mohicans with the Grizzly River Run. That's why I didn't see. Yeah. Okay. Shoot. Killing me, Terrence, with this. I'm gonna go with Radiator Springs Racers.
Wow. All right. Good one.
And the reason I assume when I'm talking about cars, I'm talking about the actual attraction,
Yes.
right? Okay. It's just because it's so vast. I think it tells a really good story. It's fun for everybody. You get to compete against your friends if you end up in a different car, or actually friends you've never met. You get to compete with that. And going outside and going up and down and banking is so fun. I always want to do it again after we're done. And I mean, yeah, and I think people would love that. Pirates and Radiator Springs are two things I think people would enjoy. So I'm picking Radiator Springs for my second attraction.
You also are adding a good atmosphere for nighttime by adding that, I think.
Oh,
like just the
yes.
lighting and everything.
Yeah, we did it at night, didn't we? Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well,
Becky gets to pick twice. She gets twice.
That'd be my pick, actually, Mark.
What's that?
Well, there you go. Turn
That
around.
was going to be my pick.
Turn around is fair play.
Well, can I trade you for the Jungle Cruise?
Yeah,
No trades. You can't trade yet.
Okay.
I am going to go with my C ticket.
Okay.
And I am going to do Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
I saw that too. I saw that.
And that is because, man, it adds a lot of history as well. I think that, well, it's great for the whole family. If the song gets stuck in your head, I love it.
Yes, it does.
It's long, it's cool. It's a great attraction. I think it's been so great for Disneyland.
Yep.
And it'll be great in Texas.
Sure.
All right, you get pick again.
You get 2 picks,
Yes,
Becky.
Oh yeah, I get to pick
First
again.
pick, okay. Third round.
Okay.
So you need an E, D, and an A still.
Okay.
Oh, you don't have an E?
I'm gonna go with my D.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say Big Thunder Mountain.
Good
Yep.
pick.
Okay.
And you know, like that one doesn't need an interjection.
It doesn't? Okay.
No.
Okay. Yep.
All right, Mark, it's on you.
Oh, it's me again. Okay, so what do I have left? I've got to get a C.
ABC.
ABC.
ABC left, yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is tough. Because we're talking about Texas, right? Got to deal with the heat. That's why I was vacillating with Grizzly River Run, because they need a water ride. Oh, well, I guess I'm gonna go. This is out of pocket for me, but I'm gonna pick Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage.
Woo!
Whoa!
Because I know it's a water-based ride, of course, You have to have a lagoon. They can't be going like an empty open area, so it wouldn't be a submarine. So it might give the illusion of you cooling off, but besides, there aren't too many submarine fleets you can go on.
Correct.
So this is I'm building a lagoon, and the lagoon is the submarine warriors. On one side, I got pirates. On the other side, I've got Radiator Springs Racers. So I'm going with the submarines. This is the Finding Submarine Warriors. Out of left field. Out of left field.
Yep, I like it though.
All right, Udi. ABC for you as well.
We're gonna go with Soren. Around the world.
I saw that too.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong with that one in any way.
No.
Yeah, in any way, shape, or
You
form.
really can't.
Yeah, just add tornadoes and stuff like that. You're fine. All right.
That's very good.
People
All
can
right.
relate.
That's very well. Okay, I am going to go with a D-ticket ride, and I am going to take Grizzly River.
Oh, yep.
Okay.
Solid pick.
Yeah, not bad.
Solid
It
pick.
is.
A big footprint
so
too.
It's it's a very good water ride.
Yep.
And it's really neat. Also, I would add, I don't think they had it there, but I think it was at the one in Great America in Santa Clara. I would add an area where you can actually put in quarters and shoot cannons and blast people.
Yep.
I would add that as well. So then my first pick for the fourth round, I am going to go with my A, because this is what is going to create my firm, and this is what's going to give everyone something cool to ride. I'm going to the Disneyland Railroad.
Oh,
Yeah, good
that's
one.
that is such a good one.
I can't believe that slipped to the third round. End of the third round. No,
It's
begin
a
the fourth.
sleeper.
It's the fourth
Yeah,
round.
that's the Tom Brady of this draft.
It is.
All right, Udi, we're back on you. You have a B-A.
All right, I'm gonna go with my B, and it is going to be Snow White's Enchanted Wish.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
A little history, a little beginning, a little nostalgia, especially with the redo now. It's really fun and it's really cool. So 100% go with that one. And
Solid.
yeah, yep. It's a good
It
one.
is. It's so good with the redo. It is
So
good.
good. So good.
It is.
All right, Mark.
Oh gosh, I got A and B. A and B.
A and B.
Okay. Okay. Just to pay tribute to Jess, I'm gonna go Storybook Land
Good
Canal
one.
Boats from
Good one.
the A ticket.
Yep.
Okay.
Something
I was thinking about it too. I'm like, that is a good one.
another water-based attraction.
It's water based.
That's
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's very, very good. Okay, Becky, you have your fourth and then your last pick. You have an A and an E left.
A, okay. So for A, I am gonna go with Dumbo.
Nice.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah, I have to. Yeah, I have to. Being a mom, I have to. That's the kids love that one. It's great. I love it.
Okay.
E. Whew. E. I am gonna go with Matterhorn.
Good pick.
Yeah.
And you just gave yourself like an iconic thing within your park as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, Mark, your last pick. You have a B left.
what else could I actually get in there? I guess I'm gonna. I guess I will go with Autopia.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Kind of even out my. It's kind of a flat park, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But you know what? That adds like what kinetic energy.
It does. Yeah.
Mhm.
It
Yep.
does.
Yep.
I think that's actually a really good pick.
Oh,
That's a good pick.
thank you.
All right, Udi, your last pick. You have an A.
I'm
left.
torn between
An A.
two. I'm torn between two. You know, I'm gonna go with the Main Street vehicles.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was thinking about King Arthur's Carousel, but I already have, Snow White in there, so I'm like, we'll go with Main Street, just so we can have Main Street stuff.
Does that include the Main Street buildings or just
I'm gonna go. I don't know.
I'll give you the whole all of Main Street.
Bingo.
Oh.
Even better.
Okay.
Now that should have been laid out to us.
I
Oh,
won.
stop this! Stop this!
I won.
There's no money on the line here.
She's gonna file a complaint with the commissioner.
Right? Exactly. Roger Goodell. All right, so
Don't
all
go
right, so
Karen.
the last pick. Last pick. There's a lot of cool things at my park, but I'd love to give people the opportunity to see all of it at once. And in Texas, very flat.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
could probably even see their home from the top of this. So to go back to something said earlier in the show, this is something I don't need to be on, but I need this to be there. I'm going to go with the Pixar Pal Around
Okay.
carousel.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know, I was looking at it, and then what kept me from picking it? You said
What?
non-swing. I'm like, I can't have that. I need to have it.
Right.
I need to have both.
Well, the swinging one is in B.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Oh crap! Oh well.
It's okay.
Too
That's
late now.
okay.
I didn't see that. No, I'm good. I'm good with my B pick though.
Oh,
Okay. So let's. Okay, so let me run these back real quick. So Becky, this is your Disneyland over Texas. I don't know. Theme park. You would have Dumbo, Jungle Cruise, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Big Thunder Mountain, and the Matterhorn. It's a good variety. It's pretty good.
yes, I'd go there.
Yes, I would go there as well. Mark, you would have the Storybook Land Canal Boats, Autopia, Nemo, Radiator Springs Racers, and Pirates.
A lot
Pretty
of
solid.
car and water things.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Subconsciously.
Yes, pretty solid.
What does it
Pretty
mean?
solid.
Okay.
Tired of your
Udi-
Prius. Yeah, go ahead.
Udi would have the Main Street vehicles as well as all of Main Street. So sorry about that.
That could
Sorry
be the
to
game
that
changer. Yeah.
guy. You have Snow White. You have Soarin', Indy, and Rise. That's
Oh, yeah.
crazy. That's crazy solid.
Some heavy hitters there.
Yeah, and then mine, I would have the Disneyland Railroad.
I like
would
that one.
have the swinging Pixar Pal Around.
Mm-hmm.
I would have Toy Story Midway Mania, Grizzly River Run, and Guardians.
Okay.
So amongst the four of us, who do you think had the best overall draft?
I don't think I did. I'm thinking about it now. I mean, I would probably. Shit.
I think we already know what Udi is saying. So yeah,
It might be Udi.
Yeah.
But I like yours too.
Yeah.
But I can't. But who had the Matterhorn?
I did.
Becky has it.
Becky's got two of my favorite rides: Jungle Cruise and Matterhorn in it.
I think she did it on
And a
purpose.
Big Thunder thrown in there
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and Big Thunder. I think you would pick Pine Mark.
I probably would. I would probably pick yours.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Udi, well, you'd pick yours.
I'd pick mine.
Okay.
Yep.
I would love to be the winner. I just don't think I am.
Oh.
I'm gonna say Becky's.
Oh, thank you.
I disagree, but that's fine.
Whatever. You've got to accept that sometimes other people win. Okay, Terrence, can you tell
Yes.
me yours again and tell me Udi's again?
Okay, so mine would be the Railroad, the Pixar Pal Around, the Swinging Bucket, so the Mickey's Wheel of Death, Toy Story Midway Mania, Grizzly River Run, and Guardians. And then you said yours or Udi's?
Udi's.
Okay, so it's the Main Street vehicles with all of Main Street, Snow White, Soarin', Indy, and Rise.
Okay. So this is hard. It would be between the two of you guys.
What
For
you
me.
you didn't want to hear mine again, Becky?
Sorry, Mark.
She took all yours, Mark.
Yeah. Okay.
She don't need to hear it. She already has them.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Mark. How about you and I can just like go into a business together?
Yeah. Maybe we can merge our parks.
Yeah, we'll merge ours.
Okay.
So I think, that is hard. I'm gonna go with Terrence's, and the reason being, I'm sorry, Udi. The main thing is gonna be because of the railroad. It's gonna be what gets me.
Yeah. But Udi's got Main Street.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
all.
I know
of them.
that's
Yeah.
yeah.
No, but I can't argue that rationale either, though. I really can't. The railroad is pretty cool.
If only there was a spot that had everything here.
Mm-hmm. If only.
Yeah, I try Abu Dhabi. Yeah.
100% Abu Dhabi. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh my God, I can't. I'm not going to go off on.
No, we're not. That's not today's show.
Anyway,
That was fun.
that was fun.
That was really
Wait,
fun.
so who wound up winning? I did. Okay, cool. No, I'm kidding. No, it was Becky, right? Did Becky
It was
win?
Becky.
Yeah, Becky. Good job,
Ooh,
Becky.
it was me.
Yeah.
Hey, there aren't very many times I win. Uzi.
We're gonna leave it to the
I have
listeners. We'll
Yeah.
let them weigh in on who which one's the better park. It could be completely different.
It could be different. Yeah.
I mean, somebody could actually go to Mark's. I don't know who. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, I may not go to mine.
Mark is like, wait a second, I'll go to Becky's before mine.
Yeah.
Mark said, I don't even want to go to mine. Submarine.
Submarines. You pick the submarines?
You want water or a car? Pick.
There's
You
no lines. There's no lines.
Oh, yeah.
Wait times, 5 minute. 5 minute wait time. 5 minute wait time. Come on in. Come on in.
I love it. Yeah. Discount tickets right now.
And we don't offer lightning lane. But
Well,
we
you know,
do it.
because you won't need it.
No, you did a good job, Mark. I'm proud of you.
You have
Oh,
that
thank
guy.
you.
You're gonna have that guy in front of the gate going, "Come on in, come on in, no, come on, plenty of room, come on in."
We should play this again, Terrence, and we should add like another thing with like restaurants
Yeah.
Yeah, we should. That
or
would be
snacks or
really
something
fun.
like that.
So what my suggestion would be is for you guys to do this periodically with just random things.
Yeah.
It's always so fun to draft stuff like this.
Oh, random attractions or random.
No, random like what's the 5 best restaurants that you would put in the
Yeah,
park?
yeah.
What's the 5
Oh.
best? stuff like that.
That's a fun
Yeah,
idea.
I'm down with that.
Mark would be the 5 best bathrooms.
No,
What did you say? Best bathroom?
Yeah.
I don't even know what the best ones are.
You know, if they had a Jack in Box in there.
Dude, I haven't been Jack in the Box so long. Yeah, that might bring the value of the property down with the Jack in the Box.
No. That was fun though.
That was awesome. That
That
was.
was super fun.
It was more challenging than I thought. It was gonna be easy, but no.
Yeah.
There's really there's no wrong answers. It's
No.
just it's what
Right.
your thing is. Shoot. Yeah,
You're fine.
Okay. Shoot, I gotta think about that again.
You did great, and we're proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
No
we
problem.
are.
Okay, well, we are actually at 3 hours, if you can believe it or not.
Yo!
I know
Wow.
it's already like 5 o'clock. No, I'm joking.
My fault. My fault.
No, I just want to say this is gonna. This was a really good show. I'm glad we got to meet finally. We've been chatting for
Yeah, it
a
was
bit.
so much fun.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciated this. This was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you. No, thank you for coming on and doing that. It was fun. It's fun.
Yeah, and I'll just say again, like anytime we have a guest on who's passionate about Disneyland or whatever, it never. So I mean, how do I say? I'm always pleasantly surprised on how cool everyone is.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I shouldn't be now because we've been doing it for almost 10 years now,
Yeah.
and every guest you've had, I learn something from, I connect with, I enjoy talking, and they're so like generous with their time and their ideas and thoughts, and they want to share. And I consider you now a friend of the LTP, Terrence. So thank you so much for doing the olive branch and at the beginning. Was it like a year ago or something? And saying about the show, it meant a lot to me then, and it means a lot to me now that we're making an impact on people. So I would love to do this, and I honestly mean this. Anytime you want to come on, I'll send you my number. Just say, hey, I want to talk about this and this, and you will always have a seat at our LTP table here.
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank y'all. I appreciate it.
Of course.
No, 100%. No, thank you for coming on. And like I said, thank you for spending so much time. And Mark is right. Like every time we just hang out with people and meet new people and we're talking Disney, it is just always a great time. And this is when people ask me about Disneyland, I go, these are the reasons why. Like so many people, no matter where we come from, no matter what our history or background, whatever it is, when we circle around the park and talk about why we like the park and all the things. It is just a good time, and it is always good-hearted, always great feeling, and you always come out feeling, I don't know, happy and like satisfied to a point of like, man, for all the crap in the world, man, there are great people, and there are plenty, and they're all over the place, and it always reaffirms my faith in humanity to a level. Like, these are just great people, and they're out there no matter what, no matter where they come from, no matter what, any of it is like, they're good people. And I appreciate you coming on and just continuing to prove the point, my friend. You continue to prove the point that when we come together and we just have a good time, we can do that around the park. So, yeah. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Okay, so where can people find out more information about you, Terrence, if you want that sort of thing?
Yeah. You can't.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's sure.
No, honestly, just follow me on Insta. Just Terrence Green, TERRENCE Green, just like the color. You'll get pictures of my family, pictures of beer, pictures of Disneyland. So that's the big three right there.
Okay. Awesome. Okay.
So I can go tell Tim that after today's discussion, we will in fact be going back to the park.
No, leave him.
It will not be our last trip.
Leave him in limbo. Leave him in limbo.
Okay,
Leave him in limbo.
that's a good
It'll be more
idea.
fun.
Yeah, I've got to keep him on his toes.
Yeah, for sure.
Keep him
Oh
guessing.
my God. All
All right, so that's wrap up the show, episode 223. All right, so Udi, where can people find out more information about you?
You can find me on my other show, The Mando Show. We talk Star Wars there. We have our review of the final 3 episodes of Andor up now. And then we will be covering... I forgot what we're going to cover. The Tales of the Underworld. There we go. I couldn't remember the name slipped my mind. We're going to be doing that next, and then you can find me there. I'm there for everybody who doesn't know. I'm there with my friend Joe, my good friend Chad, who is a Mandalorian. He's a 501st Mando Merc cosplayer, great guy.
Oh.
And then my brother. And that is our show there. And then you can also find me mainly on Instagram. Really is all I'm ever really on. And that is at HAXGOALIE Goalie. And DM me there. Yep.
Yeah. Becky, where can people find out more information about you?
You can find me on Instagram at Becky_Weimer, BECKY_WEIMPR.
Awesome. And I'll say this again. I know this is late in the show, but if you are thinking about visiting Disneyland for the 70th anniversary and you need a place to stay, do reach out to us. We have really good rates for Eden Rock Inn and Suites. And do reach out to Becky on that. She can more than happy to help you book those dates because it's a little confusing as I have it set up. I've tried it, once or twice to see what's going on. I'm like, it's maybe I did it wrong.
Yeah, it is confusing.
Okay. And actually, Terrence, don't hang up after this when we say goodbye, okay? All right, so that's going to wrap up the show. We love you, adventurers out there, and we will see you in the parks.
Bye.
See ya.
Sure, it can't be any worse than your whiskey and Coke from yesterday morning. Think of a banana.
Does it help? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Always does. Every time. Don't ask me why. But you make me hot. It's so close, I can feel it. God, you're so slow.
Wow, these are smaller than I thought.
That's what she said. You're funny. Ow, that hurt. Don't make me smile like that. Ow.
I feel very earthy.
Right? On the floor. It's nice. I like it.
Snack break.
Kitty.
It's like a breath of fresh air.
Boy, was my face red. Well, I didn't see that coming.